Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Blue Clouds Media. My name is Nate Zion as usual. What a beautiful day and what a snowy day and where I find myself. A snoring is always cold, but then it makes you feel your skin so dry. Yes, sir, we found ourselves in another day. We thank God, Almighty God, Almighty Allah, whoever that you rely on. We thank him for giving us another day. And also yesterday was a very, very hectic day. People stay up very late. People stay up very late trying to see what deal is coming to their various club. I stay up late also to see how the end of the transfer window was going to be. Beautiful day, beautiful scenes. And I want to thank everyone that is being part of the stream today, that is watching, and also wants to know what Chelsea's dealings are like. I want to thank everyone. We saw shockers. We saw deals that didn't go through in the last minute of the transfer window. We saw everything that happened. But then, you can't get everything. You can't get all your wishes in just one window. There's small windows to come. The summer window will be here. But yeah, let's look at what happened yesterday. It's like a reverse. Just rewind. Let's rewind the tape and see what happened yesterday. Like I said, it was a mind-blowing day, transfer window. Lots of money was being spent on the platform. If you see the amount of money that the English team spent alone yesterday, you'll be like, wow. That is really a lot of money, in my opinion, and compared to what La Liga spent. I even tweeted about it earlier on. If you look at the difference, the miles difference, and that's what I tweeted earlier on in regards to the difference from what the English team spent compared to what La Liga spent. And this is surprise. The English team spends 830 million euros. That is what the English team. I'm going to share that with you guys whilst we're here. That makes it a lot more easy. So it wouldn't be like I'm just bringing something off my head. So this is what we have here, and that is what the English club spent just on the January transfer window. 830 million was spent from the English football teams. And also we're going to look at this, the second one. The other one will be Chelsea alone. Chelsea alone spent that amount, 330 million alone in the January transfer, compared to La Liga. So Chelsea spent more than what La Liga spent on the January transfer, including when you talk about La Liga. I know a lot of you know. So who involved, who come together to make that La Liga, La Liga. How would I say? Um, I mean, the teams that are under La Liga. That's what I have to put it. So yeah, they alone, including Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and all the other teams. That is, in my opinion, La Liga, Bundesliga, and all of them, all these teams, the French league, all of these teams spends 256 million. Chelsea alone spends 330 million, and then this is what the English clubs spend, including Chelsea's money, and the other English team spent 830 million. That is a lot of money, in my opinion. It is a lot of money. And the questions that are being asked, questions that are being asked is: Can Chelsea, what can Chelsea do? Can Chelsea um be able to get to the top four with all the spending? The January transfer window was being opened. All the spending that Chelsea have spent, can it take them to the top four? We're yet to see if that can really happen. And also, can Potter get a tune out of these players? Can Graham Potter get a tune out of these players? All these players that is out. I know it won't be that easy, because the more players you have in your camp, the difficult it becomes. Because as a coach, expect to tell you that the coach have to make sure he pleases almost everyone on the football pitch. He has to make everyone happy. Can Graham Potter get a tune out of these new players? Can Chelsea make top four from all their January signings, all these players that have come in? Can Chelsea make top four? Has Chelsea spent too much? Have Chelsea overspent in this January transfer window? I want you to tell me if Chelsea have overspent, and if they have overspent, did they spend it wisely? If you're a viewer and you're watching me, let us know what you think. Has Chelsea overspent? Have they spent the money wisely? It's all up to the viewers. I have my opinion, and as we go on, I will give you what I feel like Chelsea have done. Chelsea have spent. They've spent a lot of money, but then they've put the money where it belongs. They'll tell you Todd Boehly has really put his money to where it belongs, which is true. And also River Plate will take 25% of the transfer fee of 105 million euro. That's what is being listed out there. River Plate, the parent club of Enzo Fernandez, will make 25% of the transfer fee, which is much more fair, because most of the time they are the parent club develop these young players and then sell them out to the top teams, and sometimes they don't get anything. But I'm very happy for FIFA rules over the years, has passed rules over the years that this parent club has to gain some percentage. Even River Plate will also have to put and give some percentage whoever they get Enzo Fernandez from. So that is how it goes. So this is we still got a lot of news to talk about here. As we here, we will be talking about Enzo Fernandez deal that went through yesterday to Chelsea. Hakim Ziyech deal collapsed. Why did it collapse? We will get into that scenario and see why the deal fall apart. And also Jorginho to Arsenal. Where does it leave Chelsea? Or what is the Jorginho tactics? Will it favor Arsenal more than it did with Chelsea? Also, a lot of fans and viewers will tell us or tell me what they think of that. I know there's more comments there, but I'll get into the comments real quick. Do not forget, I will get into the comments in regards to a lot of tweets and coming from Fabrizio Romano and also Ben Jacob and David Ornstein. There are more tweets out there that I'd like to share with you guys. And also, we're going to talk about the Cedric Suarez to Fulham. Also happened yesterday on the deadline day. Cedric Suarez to Fulham. Fulham also making signings. Marinaki, Evangelist Marinaki. That man is never giving up. He wants to make sure his team stays right in the middle, but do not fall into the relegation zone. And I agree. Coming back from the Championship to the Premier League, it's not that easy. A lot of money has been spent by Evangelist Marinaki, and he's still spending. And I like his deal. I like the way he's doing things. He's never giving up. He's bringing in players and players. And I know he's very hectic and gives the coach so much headache on how he has to make sure he makes everyone comfortable. So that's also Cedric Dale and also Marcel Sabitzer latest move to Manchester United. There's something I want to say in regards to Manchester United. I know if couple seasons back under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, people will be crying and people will be moaning and people will be getting upset over this deal. None of those deals, January deals, were permanent. And I know why they were not permanent. Most of these deals were all loan deals. And why is it? It's because United will be put out for sale in this summer. So if you want to put a team out for sale, there's no way you want to go ahead and then spend so much money on these players if they're not going to be there for you if you are the owner. You don't want to spend that much money. So the best deal that they're going for are all loan deals. That is what I think, and that is what I've read about. Marcel Sabitzer is what I said. Harry, I think Harry Salter to Leicester City. That also happened yesterday. Pedro Porro deal completed for Tottenham Hotspur. Where does it leave Antonio Conte? And now Antonio Conte will be out for a little bit. He has to go undergo surgery for gallbladder. His gallbladder has to be taken out. So at this moment, Antonio Conte will be gone for a little bit, and then we'll get to Matt Doherty. Matt Doherty update. You guys know Matt Doherty from Tottenham Hotspur. He's been moved away from the football club, and that is what we're going to talk about. So, like I said, a lot of questions have been asked, and here we are again. Blue Clouds Media is bringing you the most entertaining sports, fascinating sports you can ever hear on association football. My name is Nate Zion, as you can see down there. I'm being joined by Stav also. Like I said, if you guys know him as ex-season ticket holder, I would introduce him, let him have his say. Then I'll get back to the comment section. I have lots of comments and I need to get in there. I have Easy Manos, and I have King Soul, and I have Uduchi Mbano, my brother Uduchi. Big up to you over there, and also big up to my brother here, Trey. He's also here. Phantom of Many Topic, Blue Blood has been there a long time, even before I went live. So wherever you're watching us from, we're streaming live on Facebook and then also YouTube at the same time. So wherever you're watching us from, let me know on the comment section below. And then don't hesitate. I've said lots of news. If you're just joining us, I went about with the can Chelsea get top four with all their new signings? Has Chelsea overspent in the January transfer window? Let me know what you make of that. If they have overspent, and do you think they spent wisely? Let me know from you, the viewer, and then make sure you put the comments in. And also, Graham Potter. Can Graham Potter get a tune out of these many players, good players? Can Graham Potter get a tune out of them? And also, if you look at my screen, I gave you numbers or figures of what La Liga, the French league, the Bundesliga, all these league that you can talk about in Europe. The money, how much money they've spent compared to what Chelsea spent alone. Chelsea spent 330 million compared to 256 million from the other leagues. And then also, if you look at 830 million alone is coming from the Premier League teams. What a transfer window for the English teams. Always win. So welcome back to the stream again, Stavi.
It just us two tonight.
What was that again?
I said, hello. Is it just us two tonight?
I'm not so sure. Probably the others will join. But then welcome to the stream.
I said, thank you.
You're welcome. I hope you're doing very well.
No.
You're not doing the best?
No, but carry on.
Okay. Thank you very much. Like I said, I'm gonna go through the comment section and see what the viewers have to say to me and whatever is there, so we can read it. As I have here, Blue Blood said, afternoon we signed Jimmy J. Morgan from Southampton as well. The 17-year-old striker was being chased by other English clubs like Arsenal, Man City, etc. But we won the race. I'm very, very happy because, although we sit in the 10th position, we still have pulling power. We still have pulling power. We are able to attract to top stars and top footballers out there. So I'm very, very happy we are still pulling players to the football club. And also Blue Blood said we will pay competition, we will pay compensation towards the training cost, and guess having Joe Shields from Southampton might have helped in his recruitment rule. Compensates a bit for losing Sunsu Bell to Tottenham Hotspur. Yes, losing that player to Tottenham Hotspur. So we will look into today's comments from Blue Blood whilst I have staff over here with me. And also, this is coming for Blue Clouds Music. Thanks for the information, and I hope you are doing very, very well, big brother. Phantom of Minute topic. I think Phantom of Minute topic says fourth to hit the like. Does Philip come back for the Fulham game? Will Enzo be ready? I thought Philip was gonna come back to the Fulham game, but from what Blue Blood said that Philip suspended for the Fulham game last match of his suspension. I think he had 3 games banned. 3 games banned, but how many games have we played already? I'll probably mix it. I thought he's ready to play that game, but okay, we're gonna move on to Enzo. Enzo should play. What was that, Stavi?
We've only had 2.
Oh, so they have 2. So 1 more, which will be the Fulham game. Thank you very much, Blue Blood and stuff. Enzo should play as he is more fit, much fit than Modric was in the game against Liverpool. Yeah, Modric hasn't played I think about 3 months he hasn't played or something like that before. He even came in to play against I think the Liverpool game, and he even played well. He played well, so I don't know how fit he is at this moment, but he hasn't got much playing time in regards to high competitive games. It's the same thing we said about Reece James. So I think let's see if he's going to start for the bench or he's going to start the game in regards to his fitness. I123 said, hello, my brother. I wish you guys the best today. Thank you. We need all the best of luck for able to take us through the end of the stream. I123 love you said, hello, my brother. I wish you guys the best. I think I just read that one. So yeah, this next one will be Blue Blood said, come to the shed and then and we will welcome you. we are your blue. We are your blue and see us through. Sing loud and clear until the game is done. Sing Chelsea, everyone. I'm sure this could be one of the songs that the fans sing when they go to the stadium. I'm very, very sure that could be one of the songs. If you're watching from the TV, you barely hear what they're singing unless you're chanting one specific name, where you can hear maybe the time of Antonio, that maybe something like that. That's when you can hear. But in regards to that, yes, we've heard a lot. My big brother here said, hi, Need Zion. I am in Chicago for the Bulls game tomorrow. How are you? Is there any United news of note? Good. God bless. I think Marcel Sabitzer. I'm sure you had that news yesterday. That is what I have on my platform. Marcel Sabitzer on loan to Manchester United. We will look into that later on. So stick around, brother. Stick around. Do not go anywhere. We'll look into that. Blue Blood said what it means for us now is that they have a player in midfield to slow their play down now. I hope not, but let's see if Jorginho is going to slow their game down. Probably they want that. I feel like they needed that aspect. That's why they brought Jorginho in. If not, then they've done a wrong deal. At Phantom of Minute topic, Todd Boehly is not going to make an offer to join in the summer transfer window.
He's on about Phantom.
Oh, Phantom.
Because he said he might come back full Chelsea. I said it last night. You can't just disappear and come back when you feel like it.
Yeah, you have to.
Loving your football club means you love them. Good, bad, or ugly. Great times, bad times. So, Phantom, never mind. stay where you are. It's best you stay where you are. We don't want you to be getting even more confused than you already are. The words that Blue Blood put down is part of blue is the colour.
Yeah.
Can't believe you didn't know that.
No, we cannot hear much of what is going on in the background unless.
I'm on about the thing where he said, "Come to the shed and we welcome you." It's part of blue is the colour.
Oh, the blue. I don't usually. You don't hear all the song. You don't hear the song when they're walking in, and I haven't really.
Nee, how can you not know blue is the colour?
I know the blue is the color. The last word you said the last word.
Get
the last
on.
word. Sing Chelsea, everyone. And I
get
said,
on somewhere. Get on somewhere and download it if you haven't got it.
Yeah, I'll download it. I'll download it very soon.
And listen to it when you're alone you're bored and learn the words.
I've heard the word, but I haven't seen all the words. I've heard it in my, on YouTube. The news is being played. I mean, the song is being played, but I haven't go through all the words. That is why I said that.
Don't forget the copyright. So don't get any funny ideas about playing it.
No. I can't do that. I know much. I should know much better in regards to the copyright aspect. So let's read a few of this and then I'll let you come in stuff. Uduchi, my brother here. It says yes, it's good. Yes, it's good. I hope you guys are doing very, very well. Uduchi, my big brother. He says yes, it's good. Also, we're gonna go into Chelsea should release Ziyech coming from Kim So. Big up to my big brother Kim So. He says hello to you, Kim. I hope you're doing very, very well. Chelsea can arrive 6th or 5th maximum. Let's hope they can push further than that. Let's hope they can push. Izzy Manuel said Chelsea messed up. Why should they release Ziyech? He isn't done anything wrong. Absolutely. We'll come to Ziyech. We got a lot to talk about Ziyech. So yes, Blue Blood says song for Todd Boehly. The minute you walk in the joint, yeah, I called. I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender. Okay, thank you very much. I like that. I love the English fans. The reason why I love the English fans is they can make a music for a player within a few minutes. Within a few minutes, the person walking, even they make the song even before they get on the pitch. And I love the English fans when they do that. Song for Todd Boehly, the minute you walk in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender. Thank you. I love that from Big Blood. I love it. Hello, Nee Zion, brother. Big up, Mr. Asma, you are. I love you too, brother. Big up to you, and I hope you're doing very, very well. Silva, everything will probably happen in the next few days. That is what I read about Silva. He said, my intention and the club's intention is to stay together. I know the club needs me. I'm here to help. They are young players. My experience is much more important to him. Jimmy J. Morgan, deal happens, though, from Southampton. Thank you. Stuff. We got more of those news. Also, if you're watching us, wherever you're watching us from, Brighton Machiavelli, thank you very much for watching us from Facebook. And also, like the video and also share the video on your platform, so we can have more of the Blue family joining this platform as usual. So send your comment in, keep them coming. Thanks to Silva can take the second captain role. Yes, he can. Second captain from Aspilicueta. Aspi doesn't play that much, so why don't you give it to Silva if he's starting? Aspi is on the bench. I prefer that way. Definitely he will. I'm watching from my phone, my country, my city, my home, my eyes. Mr. Asma. Yes, sir.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Why should they take it away from Aspilicueta?
Why should they take it away from him?
Yeah,
I'm not saying she take it away. I'm not saying she take it away out and forever. I mean, if Aspi is not starting the game, I know definitely Silva will have the captain's ban until Aspi gets.
That's how it happens anyway. The vice captain always gets the captaincy for the game, right? If the captain's not playing, but I don't want anybody suggesting that Aspie should be have the captaincy taken away because he's been a great captain.
That's not my intention. That's not my intention. I'm
Well,
saying
behave yourself. You've been told.
If Aspie is not starting, then I know definitely Vice will take over the captainship until he comes to the pitch and he takes it over. So that's what I mean. Blue Blood said they spent more wisely in January than the previous summer transfer. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Which Potter plays Sterling? Watch Potter play Sterling instead of Ziyech. From Kim So said that. Let's see. Release Ziyech. I know Kim So loves Ziyech and he loves Aubameyang. Bruno Machiavelli. Bruno Machiavelli. He said, "Hey, big up to you, my brother from Facebook. Ziyech deserves to play one of the most consistent players recently. More Kim So negativity." Oh, Kim So, and then Kim So is a guy of his own, man. How will Potter manage Ziyech? Got to see the emotions degree. Kim So says Silva starts more than Aspie. Yes, like I was saying, I think Silva will need to be second. I think Mount will be the second captain because Silva is English is not well. All right, Stavi, take us through in a few 2 minutes. Take us through. What do you before let's start from here. What do you make of the question that people are asking Chelsea? Can they make top four with all these signings? What do you make of that, Stavi?
Well, I was quite clear last night that I think people should get their feet back on the ground and not get too carried away and raise those expectancy levels too high. Like, we've got some good quality out there now. Some really good looking players, but they need to be gelled in. They need to be put into the squad. They need to be gelled as a team. They need to know what Potter wants from them, and he needs to know what they can offer. So, fourth's not a total no, but most likely fifth. But I don't think people should be expecting it, nor should they expect us to win the Champions League, because you can't integrate this many players. The good thing about the Champions League is we can only have 3 anyway, so you're not changing the squad that much. And Enzo is miles better than the departed Jorginho, whatever people think. That's just my opinion. Far more power in that midfield now. More press resistant, sharper movement, better tackling, better turning out of danger, better forward balls into the danger areas, and through the channels, getting players in. Jorginho had, I think 5 assists in 4.5 years. As far as I can see, Fernandez has 6 assists already this season in all competitions. So that should tell you something. And he's a better tackler. People seem to think that he's an attacking midfielder. He's not. 75% of his matches he's played defensive mid, and he's only stepped into attacking mid when they've needed him there because of injuries and things, but he's mostly defensive mid. So people calm down, right? Don't make demands that are too much, and don't have high expectations. We will move up that table. We were going to anyway.
Yeah. You're right, Stav?
Yeah. I'm drinking water.
Okay. We're gonna look into that. Sure, Stav, I've said a lot. Guys, if you're watching, just send your comment in. Let us know what you make of those. Also, we've talked about can Chelsea make it up to top 4 with all these new signings? I'm sure Chelsea can push much more. higher than they've done before in the past. And also, just like Blue Blood said, either Easy Manos or Blue Blood, one of those said they've spent wisely this time than they did the previous season. Um, okay, that is what. Yeah, I think someone said that. I think okay, this is from. I think Silva will not be. Okay, yes, that's from Blue Blood. Blue Blood said they spent more wisely in January than the previous summer transfer window. I think that this time the right players have been brought to the football team or football club. The right players, the players that we win. We did not do any panic buying like we did with Lukaku last window. We have to bring Lukaku in because we need a striker ASAP. So we have to force and bring a player who doesn't fit the coach's style. I know probably it has to be Thomas Tuchel's appointment and say I want this player or I don't want that player, but the club brought in Lukaku and he doesn't fit the style. So that's what I was trying to say. That this time we're able to do our dealings very very well. So, very like I said, what do you guys make of this spending in regards to how much English team spend, and then what Chelsea alone spend, and also how much the other four leagues, which is La Liga, Bundesliga, the French league, and the Italian league, all combined, even less than what Chelsea spent. What do you guys make of this spending, and where does it take the English football league? Big up to you. Kim So also, and then Guna, welcome back to the stream. Guna said, Kim So said, win the UCL this season. Yes, that's what everybody's saying. We're not waiting to qualify to top four. We're winning the UCL. Lukaku back the bridge. Gonna be lovely. It's gonna be lovely to see him back. The biggest flop the Premier League has ever seen. Oh, Guna, I don't think that is right. You can argue it could be a flop for maybe Manchester United, but even with Manchester United, he wasn't a flop. You could say he was a flop at Chelsea, which is I mean someone can understand that it was a flop at Chelsea, but Lukaku was never a flop in the English Premier League. It was never a flop in the Premier League. He was never. He scored lots of goals with Everton. He scored lots of goals with West Brom. He scored lots of goals first season for Manchester United, and in the second season things went down. And then he scored lots of goals also with the Italian team before coming back to the Premier League again, because we saw his performance with Inter. That is why we brought him back. So I don't think he was a flop ever in the English Premier League, Gunnar. That is not right. That is not right at all. I don't think so. So, Deep Prince, my brother said, big up, boss. Great job from our owners. They did extremely well. Kudos to all Chelsea fans throughout the world. Yes, I know all Chelsea fans are very, very happy. They're very excited to see the deals, and as everyone was waiting to see if they were going to seal that through, which is Enzo Fernandez, which they did. Blue Blood said we bought some promising young players in the summer, but think Aubameyang and then Koulibaly not part of the Chelsea plan. Aubameyang and Koulibaly, those two players definitely. I'm not so sure about Koulibaly, but it looks like he will be exiting the door in the summer, in my opinion. This is coming from Deep Prince setup. This is yes, I think I've read that one, my big brother. I still believe we can make top four. I still also believe that we can. Why not? If these players gel together and they start playing very well and they start having consistent winning ratio and winning, why can't they? Why can't they? They can match all those top players there, Brighton, if they start playing together. They have to know each other first. It will take them what it will take Graham Potter a while to get these players playing together, because that's why preseason is there. If you bring in that number of players, you expect to have those players play together in the preseason before the season starts. But so I want Chelsea fans to have that patience. Let's see how things take us too. How Graham Potter, get to know the players very well, what they can do and what they cannot do. So this is from him. And Prince said, I still believe we can make top four, which is we can. Why not? Why not? Gunnar said for you, he was a flop, not at United. Yes. No, you said Premier League, Gunnar. You said Premier League. You said the biggest flop the Premier League has ever seen. That is what I'm arguing. That he was not. He's never a biggest flop in the Premier League. It's never because United is also in the Premier League, and he was proven at United. So that is why I'm trying to say he's never a flop in the English Premier League. And I know you understand what I'm saying, Gunnar. For Chelsea, I mean,
I
okay.
can't hear anything.
That makes he says for Chelsea. I'm talking about Chelsea Lukaku. I'm talking about Chelsea Lukaku, not the club. He was doing well there. Okay. The flop who scored 15 goals despite having COVID and being injured. Even with Chelsea, you can say the earlier stage of Lukaku was not that much of a flop, but he didn't live up to expectation at Chelsea. So thank you very much, Easy Manos. He said he scored 15 goals even though there was COVID. Yes, Lukaku's never. You can never say Lukaku was a flop in the Premier League. Gunnar Vettel from Blue Blood said, "How happy are you with your news number 20? Do you think he will help your style of play or slow it down a lot?" Gunnar, what do you make of the inclusion of Jorginho? Is he gonna take 20 balls back? I mean, passes 20 passes back. Is that what you're gonna see? Is he gonna slow the game down or is he gonna speed it up? It depends on how Arteta wants to use him. He says, "Very happy, bro. Improves our depth massively at Blue Blood. He is not gonna start many games, but will contribute when needed." Thank you very much. Stavi, you were saying something in regards to what was the topic was going on.
Well, what topic? I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you were saying something before your thing went off. Okay.
Welcome back to Mr. Gunnar.
Oh, okay. So Stavi said, "Welcome back, Mr. Gunnar. I hope everyone is doing very, very well. I'm sure, yeah, Gunnar is either in Norway or Australia. I forget. It's one of this country. That's where Gunnar is. Why are all reporters are why are all reporters are complaining about how we go about our transfer business? I listened to Carragher and Murphy. None of them saying good things about Chelsea because they hate Chelsea. I'll tell you, they're only true. There is nothing wrong with what Chelsea have done. Chelsea has spread and spread the cash in where it belongs to. They did not. Yes, sir.
Nay, because they're both from Merseyside. They're both Scousers, right?
Yeah, they're all Merseyside. Liverpool did not do no deals.
Both ex-Liverpool. Yeah, right. I don't hear either of them complaining when back in the 80s, Liverpool were buying every decent player in the English First Division because they had a fortune from the Moores family, which came from their Pools and catalogue empire, right? And when they were doing that, it was okay. But because it's Chelsea, suddenly they're complaining. I'm quite sure FSG or whatever they call them could spend that, like that if they wanted to. They just don't want to. They need to get over it. And Carragher and Murphy, right, need
Murphy,
to show them.
Murphy is very, very toxic. I listened to Murphy. I listened to Dan Murphy on Talksports today, and he made a damning statement. Yeah, he made a damning statement. He was like, "They think Chelsea has overspent."
He's pathetic. He's pathetic. Listen, can I just say?
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Well, give me a minute. Yeah, give me a minute. He said something that I don't even think it makes sense. As a pundit, as a man who knows much about football, you don't expect Murphy to come up with that statement. He says compare Chelsea have overspent. You don't know. Look at the attributes and what Enzo can do on the pitch. He said you can compare Enzo and what's his name? One of the City's players. And even look at Chelsea 11 and look at Manchester City's 11. Why are you comparing Chelsea 11 and Manchester City 11. These players that just came in have never even played with each other before, but yet these guys sit on TalkSport as a pro and trying to compare Chelsea 11 and Man City 11. It doesn't make sense. It's not even debatable, or if you can't even argue it. It doesn't make sense. Well, Staff, you can go ahead. Staff, are you there?
Yeah. The Mr. Carvel Solikol on Sky Sports, right, now explaining that we can only field 3 of all the new signings. There is no, in the Champions League, there is no avenue for the young players to get in the B list, as I've been saying for weeks, but people tend to not want to listen. So welcome to the world, right? We can only put 3 of those players. I would imagine that Barry Shield will be one of the ones who gets left out. And then the rest is interesting. So what we see. Anyway, getting back to what we were saying, right? Basically, they're from Merseyside. They're Scousers. They're both ex-Liverpool players, right? And what they don't like is they're saying Boehly's come in, right? And as far as they were concerned, we've got new American owners who are going to do the same thing as the Glazers, FSG, or whatever they call them at Liverpool, and what Arsenal's American owners are doing, right? But instead, we've come in, we've basically blasted everybody out of the water with spending and rebuilding the squad. And even if we don't do it this season, from next season onwards, we'll be above Liverpool. And they don't like that. They can't cope with it. They can't accept it. Every player who's ever played for Liverpool, right, like out of the veterans now, who's a pundit, always attacks Chelsea. And they always say we're not a big club, right? But it took them nearly 30 years to win a league. So I don't think they're in any position to be saying we're not a big club, right? It doesn't matter when Roman came, right? Liverpool had their rich owners in the 80s who funded their attacks on the Europe and the First Division, as it was called then, right? So they funded it. They had millions. They went around buying all the top players from all the clubs so that other clubs couldn't buy them. And they sat them on the bench. In fact, at that point, sometimes you could only have 2 substitutes, so they sat them in the stands. But they went to buy them to stop other clubs buying them and strengthening themselves. So now we've come in, right, and we've basically blown everybody out of the water, and they can't cope with that. And because they're both Scousers and they're both ex-Liverpool players, they're now worried that Chelsea are going to overtake Liverpool again. I mean, for the last 2 or 3 seasons, they overtook us until we won that Champions League. Well, they better get used to it because the spending's not going to stop. Because come the summer, right, we will see probably Declan Rice. I know some people don't want him, but that's a possibility from what I'm reading. And a lot of players are going to leave. So there'll be 2, maybe 3 signings in the summer as well. So, and then they're all scared of it. They're all scared of it. Well, tough. Learn to live with it. They were all celebrating, right, when Roman was sanctioned, right? They were all saying, well, that's it, Chelsea is skinned, they're finished, it's over with, right? The good days have gone, and they might even go down and get relegated or just go bankrupt. Well, hello, we've now got billionaires who've got 4 times Roman's fortune between them, right? It's not one man, it's a consortium. Yeah. Boehly is the face, right? And the chairman, but there's another 4 behind that. So the people just best get used to it. It's not like it's just like Roman was on his own and the only one. Right? But even Roman wasn't putting that money in then. After so long, he stopped funding it, and we started selling players. And that's what we're going to do anyway. Right? At some point, we're going to sell some of these players. Right? I expect to see Koulibaly, possibly. Right? Possibly. Sterling, possibly. Aubameyang, definitely. Aspilicueta, definitely. And Ziyech, obviously. And a couple of others. Right? So there's going to be 5 or 6, if not 7, leaving in the summer window. And then a couple more or 3 will come back in. So get used to it. Like, this is wholesale change.
Okay. Thank you very much, Stavas said a lot in regards to
I can see Bruner's question.
Yeah,
Let me
you've already
answer it. Let me
got
answer
it.
it.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, let me answer it.
Yeah, we'll come to that one. I'll read from the bottom. Okay. Beneath the comments. Blue Blood said that Jimmy split the dog Carragher. Yes, I know what he did. The spat on someone in the car. I think so. Looking. Yeah, looking forward to the Chelsea game on Friday. It's Fernandez starting. You're rocking, guys. Yeah, Fernandez. No, Fernandez is not starting. He's off. Would love to. To hear Staff's opinion on the. On no. Yeah. No, I was thinking of Yao Felix. Sorry. Yeah, Bruno. Enzo Fernandez could start. Because he's already fit. He was playing in this league before he came here. So yeah, another big up to Benza. Benza, I hope you're doing very, very well. Let us know what you make of the Chelsea signings, the January signings, and let me know wherever you're watching us from. Also, another big brother here said Mudryk will hopefully start. Patrick Batman. Patrick Batman said he wished Mudryk will hopefully start. Yes, Mudryk definitely need to start because he already has tasted the Premier League against our last game. So yes, Modric can start at any time. So start to in regards to Gunnar's question.
Yeah, Felix will be in the squad.
Yeah, Gunnar said who missed out in the Champions League squad of the new signings. Felix.
No. Felix will play. Right, he'll be in the squad. Mudryk will be in the squad, and Fernandez will be in the squad. Badishale will miss out, and who's the other one? And
Nuni Muduki.
Yeah, Nani will miss out, right? Because you've still got Ziyech, you've still got Sterling, right? So it'll be Nani. Nani will be in the Premier League squad.
Yeah, but
he won't be in the Champions League.
Yeah,
he can only field 3 of them.
Patrick said that 30 minutes for Nuni. I mean, Mihailo Modric, and he was the fastest player in the league already. Just 30 minutes. Yes, sir. That's what it's looking like. Nuni question. Okay,
well,
go ahead.
He won't be in the Champions League squad.
So right.
Yeah, I thought some people thought he would be on the B list because of his age and because he had 3 years at Tottenham, but he's not. Right, and all the signings, apart from Santos, and the 7 signings apart from Santos have all played in UEFA competition. UEFA rules dictate that you can only have 3 of them, right? And there is no additions to a B list of anybody who's played in the UEFA competitions, no matter what other YouTube channels have said, no matter what other Facebook pages have said. We cannot include any of these guys on the B list. The only people who are allowed to go on the B list are players who didn't play in the UEFA up to now, right? And they have to be at the club from 15 up to 18 for at least 2 years, right? Same system as the homegrowns, right? Or another club, an FA trained, another club, right? up to 3 years. So if Noni hadn't have gone to PSV and we'd signed him from Tottenham, he still wouldn't be able to play, but he could have gone on the B list for the Premier League. But Noni can play in the Premier League because he's English. So,
okay. Thank you very much, Patrick. My brother Batman said West Ham is the game I'm most looking forward to see. Yes, sir, once you're getting down to that level, you will see the lower teams picking up strength, trying to make themselves get themselves away from relegation. And this is coming from Absolute Chills. Tweeted this. He said the hierarchy plans to give Graham Potter a full preseason with the team, and Chelsea are preparing for a clear out of their underperforming stars this summer. So yes, I've said that. I said that yesterday. Lots of these teams will be moving away from Chelsea Football Club in the summer transfer window. So guys, you should see a lot of us seeing our players moving up. Players like, I'm not sure, Thiago Silva has 1 more year in extension. He will stay with us. I'm not so sure. Maybe Aspilicueta will be saying bye-bye.
He hasn't signed it yet, has he?
No, Thiago hasn't, but I'm sure he will. He loved being in London. So
yeah, he's already said that in the next few days, and he said because of his age and all these youngsters, and he loves London anyway, and I think he loves Chelsea. Deep down, I think that he wishes he'd come to Chelsea a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, he found himself at PSG, wasted so much time over there. Yes, sir. Gunnar said that Patrick. I think I've read Patrick one. This is another one from Patrick. He says, which reminds me, we need to get permanent for Santos. Yes, Santos is very young at this moment, so he got lots of time under his belt to, for Chelsea to work with him. So Santos, he has to go on loan, in my opinion, because he cannot be registered for the Champions League. He won't take part. So a loan deal will be good for him. I would say maybe somewhere in the Premier League. Do you think he should go in the Premier League or abroad? Stuff. And before we get into that, also Eric Blue, big up to you, Eric Blue, my brother. He says, that's what Eric Blue just said. Gunnar said, have a feeling Modric will be the one left out because of fitness. Badishir has been a quality since he signed for you guys, and it will be harsh to leave him out. Gonna interesting to see. I think it means that it's going to be very, very interesting to see that. The Prince says, yeah, you will. I got one more. Some of them will fall under 21 list. I don't think there will be a problem on that. He doesn't think there will be a problem on that. Kim So said players age 22 or under players can play in the UCL. So Stabby, you have an answer towards that. We got 20 of us watching the stream. If you're just joining us, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead, Stabby.
I'll start with Kim So's comment there. Right.
Okay.
Players under 22 can go onto a B list of the UCL as long as they haven't already played in a UEFA competition. None of our signings, other than Santos, right, haven't played in UEFA competition this season, and I've double-checked everything. So they cannot go on the B list. Santos, if he gets a work permit, may well be able to go on the B list, but that's not 100% certain, right? If he doesn't get a work permit, he can't go on loan to an English team because he has to have the work permit to work in England. Doesn't matter. It's not the work permit's not about him playing for Chelsea. It's about him being able to be employed in England, right? Yeah. So if he doesn't get the work permit, he won't be able to play for us. We did this with do you remember Alex?
Yeah,
the Brazilian guy.
The Brazilian Alex, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
the defender, right? The defender.
Yeah, the one with the hammer foot who could really hit the ball, right? We couldn't get a work permit for him, so we went and parked him in Holland at PSV for a couple of seasons, right? So then he got a Dutch passport, right? So he was a member of the EU, and that's when he came to Chelsea. But Santos, if he doesn't get the work permit, can't play for any English team, and he won't be able to go on the B list either. So we'll have to loan him to a foreign club. Okay.
Oh,
but
okay.
the best idea is to loan him to a European one rather than a South American one, because if he goes to a European one, he gets to set up the record of playing X amount of games for his club. The other one was Guna. Yeah. He said he thinks Mudryk will get left out because of fitness and stuff like that. Yeah. Right. Paddy Shields only played 2 or 3 games anyway, maybe 4. Right. I haven't checked how many games he's played. Right. Mudryk was out for 3 months without playing, but he wasn't injured. Right. Dortmund's not till towards the end of February, so he's going to get 3 or 4 Premier League games in. So they're not going to leave him out of the Champions League squad. I'll be very surprised. Felix will be the other, and Fernandez will be the other, right? Because Felix and Fernandez have been playing continuously anyway. But Mudryk will be fully match fit by the time we play Dortmund. Paddy Shield, right, will get left out because we've got Fofana, right? We've got Koulibaly, Silva, Chalobah. So centre backs well covered, but he'll remain in the Premier League squad, right? With some of them players, we can put them on a B list for the Premier League.
What do you make of this coming from the Prince over here? He says clear out shouldn't have come out now because it could cause a problem in the team at this moment. Like when some of the accounts tweets about clear out in the summer. Do you think that can create a problem in the dressing room?
No, because everybody who's at the club now, right, will be at the club for 5-6 months, right? They'll have pre-season together, right? So, and they know before they came in and signed that there was
he's
going to
not
be
talking about the current players. He's talking about past players. Big up to you, Kennedy. He's talking about some players that were not signed under Boehly, and they are in the club.
So
maybe players like Aspilicueta, players like the old guys. Maybe.
Well, he was ready to go to Spain anyway. Aspilicueta, right? He was ready to go to Spain anyway. Yeah, right. Yeah. We know Ziyech wants to go. Right, he wants to get out of Chelsea. I can't say I'll blame him. Right, there's 2 straight away. Aubameyang wants to go because he actually contacted Barcelona about trying to get back there now, and he couldn't because of the La Liga rules. Right, that you can't register the player twice in one season. So that's 3 straight away. Mendy's complaining and moaning. Right, he's unhappy. He wants more money. He wants this. He wants that. There's 4. Right. So there's no problem as far as I can see. Sterling, if he doesn't perform and he's not getting picked, and Nonny's getting in front of him, and Mudryk getting in front of him, he's going to want to go because he came to Chelsea to play, and if he can't get in the team, right, he'll be okay with going as well. There's 5 straight. Okay. It's not a problem. Not a problem.
All right, thank you, Stavi. Let me take a little bit of the comments here, and then we'll see where we are. In regards to the comments here, we have Koulibaly should give his place to someone else. That is coming from Hakim. So, what do you make of that, Stavi? I'll come back to you for an answer. Patrick Bachman said, "We are elite. We are elite." It took Arsenal 4 years to rebuild. Took us 6 months. Quickest rebuild in history of football. What's your thoughts on J5 going to our rival? Yes, I have a lot to talk about in regards to J5 going to Arsenal. He will strengthen them. People don't know, but he will strengthen them. In my opinion, he will strengthen them.
Are you saving these comments?
Huh?
So we can go back. Are you saving the comments so we can go back to them?
Yeah, the comments are there. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, well, don't forget then to answer the question. Okay.
Yeah, I'll bring them back. If I don't read them, there'll be more because they keep coming, they keep coming, they keep coming. If you don't tackle them, and you don't want to make it sound like you're ignoring the viewers, that is
Well,
why
that's,
but we'll go back
well,
to them. I know some of them. I will
yeah, that's what
yeah,
live chat's for, innit? To have their questions answered, right?
yeah.
So just do it now, and then go back to the chat as soon
I
as
mean,
it's 2 questions there to answer.
yeah, I
Right?
know
We can,
those. I'll come back to those questions.
just
I'll come back to those
don't forget
questions
them
right
then.
away.
Don't
Kim
forget
So
them
said
then.
Koulibaly instead of Badishir. Another question there, which I know I'll tackle. Let Koulibaly instead of Badishir. And also Patrick said Fofana is about Mad as well. I'm not so sure what Patrick means. Fofana, it's about Mad as well. I'm not so sure what it means. Kennedy said that Potter has hash options to choose. Three among the four in the question is who is to be left out: Badashir, Felix, Enzo, and Mihailo Modric. I think Stav have said a lot in regards to that. He's only just came back from a serious injury. He's talking about Mihailo Modric, came back from a serious injury. That is why he hasn't have much playing time. But I don't think that Potter will leave him out for Champions League registration.
Modric hasn't come back from injury.
Jimmy Fofana.
Fofana. Oh, are you
Yeah,
talking the defender Fofana?
yeah. Look, can I just repeat something I said about 5 minutes ago so it sinks in? Yeah.
Okay.
Right. As far as the Premier League's concerned, that's fine. Okay, that's not so difficult. But as far as the Champions League goes, out of the 8 signings, 7 of them have played in UEFA competitions. It doesn't have to be the Champions League. It's whether it can be the Champions League, Europa, or Conference. 7 of them have played, right, in the Champions League or the Europa, right? Okay. Only 3 of them can be included in the squad. There is no entrance into the B list because the B list has to be players who haven't played in UEFA competition. Only 3 players of the new players can be included in either the A or the B list. Only 3. Koulibaly, right, was already already playing for Chelsea, so he's okay. Fofana is already at Chelsea, right? So he's okay. So that means that the likelihood is, because we will include Mudryk and we will include Felix and we will include Fernandez as the 3. That means Paddy Shale will have to miss the Champions League because he's played in the Europa, I think, for Monaco, right?
Yeah. So he's registered in the Monaco with the Europa League.
Yeah, he's played in the UEFA competitions. So's Noni, right? All 7 of them have played in the UEFA competitions. Only 3 can come in, so it's not likely, right? As long as we can fit the 3 into the 17 allowed foreigners, right? Nobody who's currently in the first team squad will have to drop out. But I believe, right, that because Ziyech hasn't gone, right, a couple may have to drop out. Okay. But we cannot, under any circumstances, include 4, right, of that 7 that we've just signed. We can only include 3. And then we've got to juggle the squad around to make sure we can't go above 17 foreign players. Okay. Right? Yeah. So that's why Koulibaly won't be dropped. And just one last question, one last thing. Mudryk has not been injured. The Norwegian league finished, right, in November, I think. October or November.
Mudryk is coming from Ukraine.
Mudryk he's not Ukraine. No, but it doesn't matter, does it? Not Mudryk. Fofana, for example.
Yeah,
right?
He's from Norwegian league. Yeah,
he was in the Norwegian league. Well, Mudryk wasn't injured.
No, he wasn't. I thought he was. I got confused a
No,
little bit.
Norway, Ukraine, Russia, Finland, all those countries over in that direction stop part of the way through the season. Right,
Same
they're
way
summer
as the
league.
US does.
Yeah, they're pretty much the summer leagues, right? So the bulk of their games are played in the summer. So Mudryk hasn't been injured; he just hasn't had games to play, right?
Okay.
And they've been playing. They've been playing their games in Turkey, I think. The Ukrainians played their European games in Turkey.
All right, thank you very much, Stavi. I got just 2 messages, comments to read. Gunnar said, "Stop." Okay, I think I jumped way too far. Patrick said he's only just come from. I think I've read that one. And then Gunnar said, Florin Baluga, Balogun, top scorer in League One. Let's have a conversation.
Joint
My
top scorer
striker
with Mbappe, actually, but yeah.
Yeah, so they are joint top scorers with Mbappe, if that's what you're saying. So yeah, we'll have a conversation. Gunnar, do you guys want that guy, or do you think Chelsea should go in for it? Because Chelsea will still go in for players in the summer. Let's see. We already have a player. We have strikers coming in. We have Nkunku coming in. We have Nkunku coming in, but maybe he might suit very well in the way Arsenal plays. Let's look at that. We can have a conversation.
Player. He's an Arsenal player on loan.
Oh, Polygon, yeah. Arsenal player, some young black guy. I remember him. Yeah, he's been sent on loan to the French league. Now I remember why he said we should have a conversation here. But like I said, the French league is it's a different animal. You can bring players from there, come to the English Premier League, and they can't perform. But let's see. Maybe Balogun is having a different mentality at this moment. He probably has to learn with more maturity and experience that can take him to a different level. That's my brother here, TJ. TJ, big up to you, TJ. TJ said, "You Blue Clouds TV, long time. Don't see you. Okay, yeah, I'm doing very, very well, brother. Hope you're okay. I'm absolutely doing great, my big brother." TJ said, "Hi everyone in the chat. I hope you all okay as well." Yes, sir. We all doing very well. By God's grace. Blue Blood says, "Stuff. Don't think Slonina could go on the beat list." And then Mendy removed to is this what is it, Kata over there?
Keita.
Keita. Oh, Keita for one of our new players to be added rather than removing Ziyech or Pulisic, for example.
Let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
Even if we are allowed on, I've just woken up, so I can't remember everything.
I didn't understand what you said there.
In a minute.
They were saying,
Gunnar said,
we not remove Mendy from the squad, put Slonina on the B list, and then use Mendy's spot to fill the place. Well,
so is he saying remove him?
Put one of the new signings in instead of removing Ziyech or Pulisic.
Yeah. Is he saying remove him?
Yeah, remove Mendy and then put Slonina on the B list is what they're saying. And then you put one of the new signings on the A list.
Yeah, but Mendy's not going to be happy with that, is he? I would remove Mendy.
I wouldn't. I respect Bettinelli, but I wouldn't feel comfortable having him as our second choice for Champions League.
No, hang on. Listen. Let's get something straight here, right?
Well, Stephen, over here, Gunnar, hold on, Stephen. Gunnar said, Balogun has 14 goals, one more than Mbappe.
I'm trying to check it now.
So I'm okay as well, boss. You hope you're doing very well. Go ahead, Stav. Big up to TJ. Go ahead, Stav.
Let's get something. Let's clarify something here, right? The fact that Mendy is a foreign player, right, means that it makes more sense to remove Mendy than it is to remove Bettinelli, right, to squad makeup. We have to have a minimum of 2 goalkeepers in the 25 A list. Minimum of 2.
It's 2 in the A list, 3 combined, isn't it?
Yeah, right. No, you can have 2 on the A list, right, and you can have as many as you want on the B list as long as they're your club trained.
That's what I'm saying. Minimum 3 combined.
Yeah. So Bergstrom could go on that B list as well, right? Slonina can go on the B list just because Bettinelli's on the A list doesn't mean he's your second choice. It just means he makes up your 2 slots, right? It makes more sense to remove Mendy because it allows more the 3 foreign players. As far as I can remember, right, and you correct me because you spoke about this last night, right? We had 1 free space, yeah. Right, we have
2 now
16
because Jorginho went, and then it would have
Then-
been all 3 if Ziyech's move had gone through.
Yeah, but he hasn't gone. So you remove Mendy, right? This is the Champions League we're talking about. You remove Mendy, right? And that means you can include all 3 of Potter's chosen starters, right? Which, in my opinion, right, not saying it's definite, but in my opinion, it will be Fernandez, it will be Mudryk, and it will be Felix, right? Those will be the 3 players. Slonina is debatable, right? And if Santos can get his work permit, right, because they're both 18, right, and they're at the club, right. Basically, if they're under 21, they're trainees. They can be seen as trainees, so they become our trainees. So they may well be able to go on the B list, but don't take that as gospel. Okay. Yeah, this is how I've read the rules, right? Because their age, they can go on, and neither of them, obviously coming from America and South America, have played in UEFA competitions this year. So there's a possibility those 2 could go on the B list. Possibility, but Santos has to get a work permit first before we can do anything with him, right? So you remove Mendy, that opens up the 3rd foreign spot. Yeah. The fair one we had, Jorginho's departure, right? And Mendy. That leaves 3 for the 3 players I've said will likely be the players. That's just my opinion, that they're going to be the 3 players. In central defence, we got plenty of cover. I think the guy earlier on said that someone's just come back from a serious injury. I think he meant Fofana, right? But it's not. As well. Yeah, it's not that simple, right? We have to go with players that are already at the club because we can only have the 3. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. So dropping Fofana doesn't help anything. Mendy's a logical choice for me because he's complaining. He's not accepting the offer that been made to him. He's not shown any commitment or loyalty with his constant complaining. So it makes sense. He drops, right? If we can include Slonina on the B list, okay? If you can, he then becomes the number 2, right? Not Bettinelli, okay? But Mendy can probably still play in the Premier League. What they'll probably do is, what we should have done is, because he's injured, we couldn't sell him, and we couldn't send him on loan, Mendy, right? And the same things applied to Pulisic, Fofana, all these guys who were injured. We couldn't do anything with them. Couldn't sell them or send them on loan. But the point is, you've spent nearly 80 million on Fofana. He's already registered, right? Yeah. So there's no point. So yeah, Paddy Shield can only play, right, if we don't take Fernandez, Felix, and Mudryk as the 3. But
so long as you take only 2 of them, then obviously there's the space for him. But I doubt that's what happened. Yeah,
they're not gonna take Paddy Shield, right? Because Cucurella can play centre back. Now he's fully fit, right, and he's got over his personal problems. He can play centre back, right?
If absolutely necessary.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying he will, but that's how they're going to look at it, isn't it?
Yeah, Reece James when he's fit.
Yeah, Reece James could play centre-back on the other side if need be, but it won't be the case, right? Fofana, Silva, Azpilicueta could move into the middle quite easily, and Silva.
Okay.
I've got an idea, right? Just quickly. So,
Okay.
obviously, we've got our number of homegrown at the moment, yeah? So, Ruben, Bettinelli, Chalobah, Sterling, Mount, Chilwell, Gallagher, James, and obviously we've got excess in terms of Chukwuemeka, right? So,
Yeah,
in theory,
we've got
this
9
person...
homegrown. We've got
we got
9
9, you're
homegrown.
allowed... You have 8, you have to register, innit?
No, you have to register 8, so we got 1 extra, right? But the problem is that the 1 extra is probably Bettinelli, right? But if you take one of them away, it doesn't really change anything because you still can only register 3. So either way, Paddy Shield.
No, but what I was thinking is, I saw
League.
this person on Twitter, they made a hypothetical type thing in terms of if the Fernandez deal and Ziyech deals both went through, they at that point, because obviously these 3 were guaranteed, had Badiashile in there, they had Felix in there, and they had Mudryk in there. But I think their reasoning was obviously because they were guaranteed Fernandez wasn't done yet. So obviously, Badiashile, you put Ziyech there because obviously Ziyech's not gone now, right?
Yeah.
So in theory, you could, because we're unlikely to use Ruben in terms of Champions League, so you could take him out, make Chukwuemeka homegrown. You've got a 4-4 split, so you still meet the requirement of maximum association.
Chukwuemeka is already a homegrown.
Yeah, but because of the way they've done their list, they've done it hypothetically. Ruben, Bettinelli, Chalobah, Sterling, Mount, Chilwell, Gallagher, James is homegrown, with Chukwuemeka representing the excess one, right? So going off the way they done it, in theory, you lose Ruben as homegrown, put Chukwuemeka homegrown, but that'd be association. You've got a 4-4 split, right?
Yeah.
They would obviously go out for Ziyech's place.
You're confusing me now, right?
Okay.
Wait.
Guys, let's wrap up. Let's wrap up on that one. Let's wrap up on that one. So we got lots to talk about. Staff, can you hear me?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah, let's wrap up on that. Yeah, let's wrap up on that.
1 minute. Chukwuemeka is already down as an FA trained homegrown because of Villa. He is not a Chelsea homegrown.
No, but I'm saying because of we've got.
It's not going to change anything, is it?
Chelsea, right?
Yeah. If you drop, if you drop Ruben Loftus-Cheek, right, it frees up 1 spot. Let's put it that way, because we'll still have the 8 homegrown, 4 FA.
If you were able to see how they've done it, you would understand my explanation for
I understand
why
what your
I'm doing it, because the way they wrote it out.
I understand what your explanation is. That means we don't have to drop anybody from the current squad, right? But we still can only field 3 of the UEFA ones, right? So Paddy Shield's going to drop out whatever happens if we take
Mudryk, Fernandez,
right? Mudryk, Fernandez and Felix, right? Our main issue and our main problem is our attacking, right? And that's why Felix and Mudryk will be in.
I would drop Pulisic personally.
Yeah, but you can't, can you? Because he's injured. All right, so if you drop Pulisic, who are you going to play?
You put the others in.
Who are you going to include in the 17 if you drop Pulisic?
So you drop Pulisic, Jorginho's gone, gives you... Yeah, so I would have gone for the same 3 you've gone for. What you think he's going to go for?
Yeah, the 3 that...
Mudryk, Felix and Enzo.
Yeah, we can only field 3 of them. Forget it, you can't field them 3 and Badiashile.
No, but I'm saying they had Badiashile in there because he was guaranteed. So I said, obviously, Ziyech retakes his place in the space that Badiashile has, and then you remove Pulisic.
Right, well, look, we're not here to discuss, right, what would have happened if we didn't get Fernandez. We got him, right? We got him, and that's it. And Ziyech's deal fell through, so he's still at the club, right? Pulisic is injured anyway, so he's not going to be able to play. But even if you drop Pulisic, you can't bring any of the others in, right, of the new guys in. So what's the point? Leave Pulisic alone, right? And when he's fit, we've got someone who can play on the left-hand side if Mudryk needs a break, right? And then on the right-hand side, you've got Noni in the Premier League because we can register him, and Ziyech and Sterling can play either side, right?
Premier League we're fine anyway because
we can't listen.
under 21.
We can only field 3. Right? If you're saying to me you prefer to keep Mendy instead of Pulisic, then I understand you. Right? I get you. If that's what you mean. But if we can register Slanina onto a B list, we don't need Mendy. And
wait, he's eligible for the B list then?
Yeah, but Mendy's head's not in the right place as far as I'm concerned.
If he's eligible for the B list, then put Slanina on the B list then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Slanina will be on the B list, but he'll be our number 2. And I think from what I've seen, he's a better keeper than Mendy anyway. But Mendy's mind is more on cash, and he doesn't like the fact that he's been dropped. Right? For me, he got injured. Kepa came in. And for me, Kepa's become number 1 deservedly, right? Because before he was injured, he had a 93% shot saves ratio, 93%, the highest in the Premier League at the time. Before he got injured, right? Kepa's earned the right to be number 1. He's better with his feet. And his distribution.
All right, guys. You guys have explained a lot of the B list, the A list, and then everything. Yes, let's try. We got a lot to go through today. So let's move on a little bit. Gunnar said, bro, there's no point checking. I'm not coming here to spread lies. We know he's just he wants to check, but doesn't mean that
he had 11 goals and then he scored 2, didn't he? Unless he scored another one since.
It says Patrick Batman said, now that his window is closed, we can focus on resigning players' contract. Mason Mount deserves double his wages. I don't think Mason Mount need to.
He's on 90K.
It's on 90. He's not that double. He can up his wages a little bit, but not too high.
Okay, let's seen some of the players who are on like 180, 170 on this.
What do you make of this with from Blue Blood? And also, I couldn't read it. Let me see. I can brush it through real quick. Chilwell, Chilwell and Reece James are back as well. And also, Blue Blood said up. We would need to remove a player in addition to J5 to center. Okay, you guys have seen talk about that already. That's
read that one out.
Patrick said up. Chilwell, I think I've read that one. Blue Blood says Ziyech was obviously going to free space, but now he is staying. I do not think he should be removed from the UCL squad now. I don't think so. Ziyech should be in the squad. Ziyech should be in the squad. It will be very, very disrespectful.
The issue we have, right?
If we have him out. Patrick said, hold on, Steven. Patrick said, why did we have to send the wrong document? FFS. It says Hadini needs to leave our club. Oh, the wrong document in regards to
he's on about
Ziyech thing. Okay. Mendy also has a broken finger. Steven, you can talk about that one, and let's talk a little bit about the wrong document being sent out. If you guys
Mendy and Pulisic.
Stop.
Could be long-term injuries.
Steven was on the floor when I took the microphone from him. I don't want to. Yeah, Steven, say whatever you want to say, then Stav will take over, please.
Oh no, I was just saying if we did send the wrong ones, because there's multiple reports. Some are saying we didn't send it and there was an issue with the system, and then some are saying we sent it and it was wrong, and then we sent it late, and then there's even one that claims both things happened where we sent the wrong one and then sent the right one, and the right one was late going through because the system went down. There's about 3-4 different stories out there. It's impossible to know what one was.
I heard PSG are accusing us of being at fault, and the report I heard was the paperwork was sent in, but it wasn't signed. Right, but it doesn't matter. Whatever the reason,
the wrong one 3 times was one of the reports, because we sent the wrong one that wasn't signed. Then PSG sent one that was signed by them or something, and then we sent somehow the wrong one or something, rubbish again once before finally sending the right one. I think was one.
It's irrelevant, innit? Whatever happened, right? And the league,
it didn't go through. That's
and League One refused to allow it. So the French league refused to allow it anyway, right? The paperwork didn't go through. It doesn't matter if someone thinks, if Patrick thinks that Ziyech Houdini, right? The fact is, before the transfer window, right, Ziyech was possibly our most productive player with regards to assists and stuff, right, and chance creation. So I don't care. He's at the club. He has to be in the squad, right? If he left, fine. I would have been okay with that as well, because the guy needs to get his career back on track, right? But Potter was picking him anyway. The reason it became Ziyech was so we could free up a spot. But now he's back. So he's going to be in the squad. I'll be surprised if he gets left out, because he's not going to be happy, is he? Right?
But then if he's not in the right frame, because apparently he's proper, like,
Look, the guy wants to get out, right? The best way for him to get out is to play games and prove himself, right? And put himself in the shop window.
To be fair, the other thing is some of the windows aren't shut yet as well.
Well, yes, but like usually the Russian one isn't shut. Well, it's not exactly open to anybody, is it?
The Portugal one's open till tomorrow, I think.
Well, unless the Portuguese team comes in for him, it won't matter, will it?
Yes, yeah, you said two leagues are still open.
Or someone comes in for him just because they're chasing Benfica, and I want to annoy Benfica.
No, look. The way that whatever happens, UEFA teams, Champions League, Europa, and Conference have to be declared by tomorrow. So unless somebody can get a deal done for Ziyech, like by tomorrow, they can't register him for the Champions League anyway. So that's going to put teams off in any case.
All right, guys. From now, let's tackle the topics a little bit faster, so we can move on.
You keep putting that message up about Mendy having a broken finger.
Yeah, Mendy has a broken finger. Yes, that's what
Chelsea have put up a picture by looks of it with Enzo with the number 5 shirt.
Is he on Twitter or is he on just a fist and
I presume it's on the website.
Okay. Yeah, he's got the number 5 shirt. That was announced this morning on Chelsea.
But the issue was with the earlier one. It was kind of Photoshop one because it was the cup one. It wasn't the Premier League one.
Yeah, but Stephen, it was announced on Fifth Stand this morning.
Stephen, the one that I showed to you, it wasn't a Photoshop, because if it's a Photoshop,
I think it was.
Okay.
Because
all right,
the guy who did it, literally, there was journalists saying, "I don't know how people fall them for this," because it wasn't what's it called? But I saw someone say, and I just wanted to check this because I wasn't sure and I couldn't find anything on it.
It was announced.
Stab, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, right? Somebody claimed that even though he's left, we wouldn't be able to, and Enzo's now got to have number 5, that he wouldn't be able to have it in Europe or something. I don't know if that's an actual rule or what. I wasn't sure on it. I was trying to find something. I couldn't find it.
No, I don't think so. You're redeclaring your squad, aren't you? Yeah. Right? And when you redeclare the squad, you have to redeclare it, and you have to give their numbers, and you have to prove their registrations and all this. If the numbers become free on the squad, right? Why? Yeah. Would you not?
Thiago Silva is set to stay at Chelsea.
Thiago Silva put a thing out about it being the coming days or something.
Yeah, I said that earlier on. He said that it's going to be the coming days. Young kids here, and he needs to stay. So he's obviously wants to mentor.
Love this guy, man.
We do love him.
Okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying people don't. I'm just like speaking out loud. How can you not? This guy wants to stay and help us. Do you know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure.
Guys, let's move on. Guys, let's move on.
Go on.
Let's move on, please.
Yeah, opposing fans are gonna be crying about that one as well now.
I know we've gone through like random topics, but I have some topics here. Like we'll come back to more of the Chelsea stuff over here. We'll come more. I know a lot of us want to hear more news on Chelsea.
I love you. 1, 2, 3. I love you. Whatever it is. Said what an awesome suit you've got on.
Yeah, since my brother, sorry, I haven't been super. I've been super busy at work. Yeah, it's okay. I want you to love you. I know your inclusion and what you do for this channel. So thank you very much. If you're watching us, Blue Blood said that EF5 better than J5. Yeah. Oh, Enzo Fernandez 5 is better than J5.
Yeah, I posted. Can I just quickly say this quickly? Right,
okay.
on the on the Facebook page that I run.
Okay. Yeah.
Last night I put a post on it. Yeah. Right, and it says, so it's come to pass that Chelsea have sold the Lada SJ5, right, slow Jorginho 5, and bought a Daimler EF1. Enzo Fernandez 1. So, and I got quite a few likes and laughs for that. Listen, the fan base is split over Jorginho, right? But the older people who've been watching football, like me, and a lot of the people I know have been watching the football 30, 40, 50 years. They're not bothered. They're glad he's gone, right? That's what I'm just saying. So younger fans will maybe miss him more than we will. Anyway, that's slow Joe out the way.
Okay.
One Can't wait to see him play terribly for Arsenal.
Yeah, he will do.
Is this picture Photoshop?
Oh, trust me.
Is it Photoshop?
No,
the Arsenal one.
That's a real one.
Yeah, the one I sent in the group. It's the actual one put up by Chelsea of him holding the shirt.
Okay, that's cool. He's done it. I'm sure this pictures has been surrounded already before I even get into it. Okay, we're gonna go into the end. We talk a lot about Enzo Fernandez deal. That's what I have on my platform today. I said we're gonna talk about Enzo Fernandez, and we have talked a lot about him. But let me read what I put down on my sheet. Agreement reached between Enzo Fernandez, Benfica, 421 million euro, 105, I think, a British record fee. Sources BBC Sport said contract valid until June 2031 by Fabrizio. I'm sure what I have there is right.
I'm sure. I'm sure Fabrizio stole it from someone else.
Yeah,
I think even I came up with the idea it was going to be 2031 before it was official. We know how we work at this point. It was bound to happen.
So are we good with in terms of Enzo Fernandez, so we can move on to another topic in regards to Ziyech?
The good thing about that deal, right, is we got our way. We got our way in the end, right? Okay. It is where we paid 40 million up front, and the rest is in 5 installments, right? So we ended up getting our way. And I said last night we were just playing cat and mouse with each other. And in the end, some people at Benfica, but they decided let's just take the money now while we still can.
It collapsed at one point, right?
Yeah. Because they're playing cat and mouse with each other. They weren't going to give up because they wanted to keep face. We weren't going to give up because we wanted to keep face, and we wanted to avoid the tap.
Right? I like this comment from Blue Blood. It says a lot of fans think about that J5 should have stayed. Should have gone to a foreign club and not to strengthen a rival. Personally,
well, Arsenal came in for him, so
personally, I do not think he's strengthening a rival. We don't know yet. But to me, I know what J5 can do with good midfield. Because right now, what I'll say is Blue Blood. This is what I want to say. Arsenal already have a team that everyone is willing to help each other. A team that its strength is built. It's almost about, I'll say, 95% or 90% at any time they play. They have a team that helps each other at all time. So if you have Jorginho, who is very good resisting and also slowing game that if they need to, let's say in the later part of the game, they need to slow the game down. Jorginho is a guy that can come in and do that job for them. So in my opinion, I think it strengthens a rival team than
can I
he
does a job at losing the ball and doing his little spins. It's fine.
And waste time on the ball.
Your opinion. Can I respond to your opinion?
Yeah, you
can I respond to your opinion? Yeah. Right. If they stick together and they look after each other and they back each other, right? Why is what's his name, Lukonga or whatever his name is?
The striker.
Maybe Lukonga's gone to Palace on loan. Centre mid.
Gone to Palace because that happened after a bust up with Odegaard. Odegaard lambasted him on the pitch, right, and kept attacking him verbally, right, and the other players wanted him out as well. So the unity is only going to be there as long as they're winning. The minute things start going wrong, right, and when they concede a goal, if you watch them, they start arguing, right. The unity exists because they're winning games. Their fixture list, right, has been weak compared to some of the other teams. Right, so far, yeah. Jorginho will rarely play, and when he plays, right, he will destroy the way they play, right. Have a look at what Ali McCoy said about it. If you can find Ali McCoy's quote, I think it was on TalkSport today, right. He will destroy their strengths. They don't need to slow the game down, because that's not the way they play.
And they need to speed up, if anything.
Yeah, and the fact that he can be easily dispossessed, right, easily high-pressed and lose possession, right, in places, because of the way they attack in numbers, they're going to have too many players up the pitch. And if he loses that ball, they're going to be in trouble. And their defence isn't as good as ours. Make no mistake about that.
Okay, Patrick says gonna watch the United game. Now, guys, have a good show. Yeah, thank you very much, Aguna. If you're done watching, you can hop in and see if we're still here. Yeah, enjoy the game, and I hope the best team wins.
I ain't gonna watch that. United already through.
Yeah, they're 3-0 up from the away game.
Yeah. Patrick said anyway, but Arsenal, anywhere but Arsenal. He means that in regards to Jorginho, he doesn't go anywhere else but Arsenal. I don't even like where he went to.
Yeah, but if nobody else came in, we got to grab the money whilst we can, because we'll get nothing. We may as well grab something.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to you. If you don't let him go and he sits there, it means Jorginho will go to a football club for free and Chelsea will get nothing. So 10 to 12 million that we sold him out. That's good money too.
And he even got benched by Zakaria, who's come in on loan and wasn't starting for about 2-3 months.
Yeah. So Mr. Osman, we did have to sell him. He's the only UCL winner at that club. Yeah, the only Champions League winner.
He can show them all his medal and can't he?
Show them all his medal. You'll never get this. La 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 la.
He can show them these medal then, can't he? There'll be something for them to look at.
He's the only Champions League winner at the football club at this moment. Patrick Batman said he's the only Champions League winner. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. I think I've said that. Our vice captain, let's not forget our vice.
The same
captain.
Could be said for Keylor Navas at Forrester if you're making that point.
Yeah.
What difference does it make? What difference does it make if he was our vice captain? I'll tell you something. The vice captain is now going to be now going to be Silva, right? The vice captain's now going to be Silva, who will be 10 times the captain that Jorginho was. So I'm not even upset about that, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Right, Silva will be 10 times the captain that Jorginho was, right? And people will listen to him.
Okay. Right, we have lost our penalty. We have lost our penalty taker. But Probably our J5
I swear
replacement is up
Felix has
for the
taken
job.
9 and scored 8
Probably
in
our
his career.
J5 switching up to the job. And Patrick said we
Felix
had to
saved
go
penalties.
pass back Merchant.
Pass
We
back
had
Merchant.
to go pass by Merchant, and also but not to Arsenal, in my opinion.
Yeah, but
Not
then
to...
if again, like I said before, if no one's
They were
coming
the
in
only
for him,
team. They're the only team that came in for him. Right, as simple as that. Right, nothing we've done is going to hurt us because we're never going to catch Arsenal this season.
Thank
Anyway.
you very much. Let's move on to Ziyech. It appears that it came after reports in France that Chelsea sent the wrong document on several occasions. The situation has left Ziyech in Paris, but unable to sign for French champions. Sources from Mail Online, PSG are now expected to launch an appeal, which I know for now
they
the
did.
appeal
It
has
got
been
rejected.
rejected. To try to get the transfer complete after the deadline day. An appeal that PSG launched has been rejected. So I don't know. Right now, Ziyech has to come back to Chelsea and train with the team and see
won't make no
what
difference, will
happens
it?
in the summer.
Yeah, it won't make no difference. If we register him in our UCL team, in our squad, right, he's then registered, so he can't go anywhere. Right, they can appeal. Big deal. I'm not bothered. Right, and if the guy stays, I think he's useful. I think he can do things for us. So, and Potter will get him right. Listen, Potter was picking him anyway before that, right? And Potter's been bigging him up in the media as well. So I've got no problems. And he wants to get out. So he's going to play to try and prove a point to prospective clubs. Right. Carry on.
Just quick, right? I don't know where or how he would have got this information, but Ornstein, yeah, he said, we're hearing that when Fernandez came off the pitch after the World Cup final, Boehly said to his recruitment staff, get me that man. I doubt he said, get me that man. But that's what Ornstein said. And I wonder how he's somehow got some sort of info on whether or not that was said.
Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on from there. Ornstein. What's next here? Okay, Arsenal. We talked about this already. Arsenal signed Jorginho from Chelsea deal with 12 million. Sources from Sky Sports. We also saw that move going through. Kelly Navas, guys, what do you make of this move from PSG late transfer move? Kelly Navas loan deal until the end of the season with no option to buy. Sources PSG official statement. He has won lots of how do you call it? Champions League with Real Madrid, but have to win nothing with PSG yet. What do you see? How do you guys see this deal went through? Is it good for his future?
I mean, it's brilliant for Forest, let's be honest. For Navas, he would have wanted to play at a bigger club, most likely, but at the end of the day, if you're starting,
you're
helping your
Patrick,
team.
I'll get back to that.
You're going to increase, what's it called? You're going to increase value if you're playing well. So it don't really matter where he went in reality.
Okay. Patrick said, "Can we touch on players you'd like to sign? Like to re-sign or new contract, especially Mount, which deserve double his wages minimum. Great move. Could be the reason why they stayed up. What do you make of this re-signing thing? Should Chelsea re-sign Mason Mount, and should Chelsea double his wages for him, as it's been speculated in the media that he wanted 300k, and I believe it's not true. But should Chelsea double?
It's not true.
Yeah, should Chelsea double up his wages for him a little bit? I feel they need to, in my opinion, I think Chelsea need to up his wages a bit. And then also when they up his wages, they have to give him a long-term contract, like 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, but they will give him a long-term deal. That's the whole point.
Yes, Patrick, I think that's my opinion, but I think his wages, if he makes 200k, it'll be okay for me because he's a hard-working player. He works He works his socks off. He played also. He's contributed a lot to the football team, and I think that he deserves 200K. I don't know. I know. Boehly, they're trying to work, to re-strategize the wage issues at the football club. So
you know, some of the contracts that we've given, the players have earned less if we're not in the Champions League.
They earn less.
So if we're in the Champions League, they'll have a wage, right? If we're not in it, that wage is reduced. Which actually is a brilliant idea because it motivates them to always show up.
Okay. That's a smart move because they have to
It's
gives them
part of the incentivized contracts.
Yeah. I like that idea. So is there anyone else you want to talk about in regards to Patrick Batman's comment? He's been very active in the comments.
I can't even tell you who else is out of contract at the moment. I'll try and find it.
Thiago Silva,
but we know he's re-signing anyway.
He's re-signing. So Thiago Silva, I know Mason Mount, and then who else?
Kovacic, considering his future, so he might leave. So we'll see what happens there.
Blue Blood said, I hope they continue contract talks with Mount, which I believe he will be prioritized now after tying most other players to new contracts. This is coming from Blue Blood. Thank you. Mount's contract thing need to come to an end. They have to talk to him. It's taking too long. Blue Blood said they obviously Silva will sign and then talks. Kante is likely to get one more. Yes, Steve, you forget about Kante. But if we target players like Rice in the summer, then maybe consider selling Kante if there is interest from somewhere else.
Yeah, but it sounds like Kante is extending anyway as well. Same as Silva. Sounds like he might extend as well. So them two sounds like they're both going to extend. So then for this summer, you're down to Bettinelli expiring. Obviously, Zakaria back to Juve and then Felix back to Atleti. But next summer, we've got about 4 as well. Next summer, Kovacic, Aspi, who might even go this summer. Okay. Aubameyang, honestly, doubt he'll be here. Ruben, again, might not be here anyway. Pulisic has interest, might not be here. And then Mount. So a lot of next year's might not even be here. Kovacic considering future. Aspi might go. And then Orba might go. Pulisic has interest. And Ruben, we've all said on Ruben, right, that for the sake of his career, it's best for him to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he has interest anyway.
Okay, so this is coming from a Phantom of Many topic. He said, I'm not sure Mount is good enough to play in Enzo's Chelsea. Why do you think Mount is not? He's not good enough to play in Enzo's Chelsea. Who the hell is Enzo?
Enzo's Chelsea, really?
I know. Yeah, I'm saying who the hell is Enzo himself? Patrick Batman said, who's future captain after Silva and Dave goes? You're talking about Mason Mount will be a
Reece
player.
James.
Reece James, Mason Mount, and also, Modric can also come in. We don't know him much, but Modric can also come in. Looks like it's a hardworking guy. Very, very hardworking guy.
When did this become Enzo's Chelsea?
Oh, he ain't
a manager or owner of Chelsea.
I know who it's come from. Right, it's come from a Fulham fan. Right, it's not really his issue, is it? He should worry about his own club. Right, this isn't Enzo's Chelsea. This is Potter's Chelsea right now. Right, and it doesn't matter. Right, if he wants Mount, right, and Boehly's willing to do a deal, he will keep him. Right, he will keep him because for the last 3-4 years, right, at times he's carried that team with his work rate, his commitment, right? And he's played when other people were injured or out of form, right? The guy just needs a rest. It's simple as that. and he'll get back to his best form, right? And he'll start creating and scoring. Okay, we can't exactly expect Mudryk, Felix, and whoever's going to play on the left to be playing every game. The likelihood is we're going to play 4-2-3-1. Right, that's the likelihood. Right, with Enzo and one other sitting in front of the defence. Right, most likely Kante if he's fit, because he's good at carrying the ball. Right, and Enzo's good at playing long balls, hitting the channels and hitting the flanks. Right, and opening up defences with his passes. And people are going to see that, right? And they're going to see the stark difference between him, right, and Jorginho, right? But it's not Enzo's Chelsea. This is Potter's Chelsea, right? And if Potter wants him, they'll keep him. Nothing to do. Enzo doesn't have a say. I know what he's saying. He's saying that Enzo's so good that we won't need Mount. Yes, we will. What if Enzo gets beaten? Yeah, what if Enzo gets beaten, gets injured in the next 4 or 5 months? How's Enzo's Chelsea?
Don't say that with our
No, but I'm saying
he's just giving an example. If you say we don't need him, what if injury? Because injury are bound to happen to players. It will happen.
Yeah,
one way or the other, it will happen.
That's why you have a squad.
Yeah, that's why you have a squad.
That's why you have a squad.
If you say you don't need Mount, in my opinion, I don't think that's right.
If we play 4-2-3-1, right, you're going to need Mount, you're going to need Gallagher, because they'll be playing further up the pitch in their natural roles, right, in more attacking, right?
Patrick, hold on, stop. Patrick, I'm not so sure what you mean by let's have it right. Is it regards to the captainship? Who becomes the next captain? It's a little too early to discuss.
No, read the next message. Read the next message.
Okay. This one says, not to mention he's been playing in over 3 positions.
He's been playing in over 3 positions.
So that's basing him out, right?
Yeah. He's been cleared out of positions. Time and again.
Yeah, he can be our next captain. It depends.
Yeah, it'll be him or Reece James.
Mason or Reece James, one of these players can be. Expecting Mount to start shining a bit more with some of our new attacking players, and then Enzo passes from behind. That will make him get him close to that captainship role. But I think the best person there to take that captainship role will be Reece James before Mason. Mason can be the vice. Mason can be the vice, and then Reece James will be the one, because there's more eyes on Reece James than it is with Mason Mount. But Mason Mount, I don't mind him being it, because he has to show a little bit more maturity, on the football pitch.
One will be the captain, the other one will be the vice captain, right? And I don't know what you're talking about. No disrespect, Nee. What do you mean by he has to show more maturity? The guy,
on
right?
The pitch. I'm saying on the pitch, he has to show maturity on the pitch. And maturity comes with experience in the way he converts his chances. Way? That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by maturity on the pitch.
In the way what? Sorry, didn't get the last bit. In the way chances? You said something about chances.
Yeah, I say if in the way he converts his chances, the chances that comes his way. See, the reason why Reece James stands ahead of him is because Reece James is a defender. But then when he gets close to that 18-yard box, the way he shoots and the way he converts his chances are more higher than Mason Mount. But you don't expect Reece James to be there all the time. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, Mount's having an off season, but then you look at what he's had to do the last few seasons.
But what I said is, if he starts putting ball in the back of the net, then the lights will be on him more than Reece James.
It's not his job to do that, though. His job isn't to put the ball in the back of the net. That's on our attackers.
See, sometimes I don't. This is what I don't get when people say it's not your job to score a goal. If you make it up to get to the 18, you should be able to have the idea of scoring a goal. It's a teamwork. I've seen Chelsea play many years.
Kovacic can't score, can he?
He cannot. He doesn't score.
Jorginho certainly couldn't score, right? You can't say central defenders score more goals or whatever, because they're scoring goals mostly from set pieces, right? Where they use their height in the box, right? But John Terry, for example, if you look at some of the goals he scored, right, they weren't natural centre-back goals, right? But John Terry started life off as a striker, right? That's where he started as a kid. He was a striker, and that's why he has those finishing abilities, right? The fact remains, whichever way you want to put it, last season, our top goal scorer in the Premier League was Mason Mount. He was our biggest assist maker as well, right? When he was on form, which shows what he can do.
Yeah, if Steven, if you say that it's not his job to score, put the ball in the back of, then I think, in my opinion, I don't think that is right. That's not a good mindset of a player, because
it's not his primary job, is it?
Huh?
It's not his primary job, is it?
It's the same thing. It shouldn't be a primary job of a defender to go in 80 and score goals. It's not the primary job of a defender.
They've got more,
you get what I'm saying? But then it's a teamwork. When you get to that issue, when you get to that position, you should be able to do better with the team that you're playing with. If you're classified as a world class player,
how do you remember the team we had? We had such terrible forwards that they weren't doing anything.
Stephen, wait a minute. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is Mount should be able to score, right? Not just rely on the forwards and stuff like that.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's what he's saying. Yeah, right. But you've agreed as well, and some of us have said it. He's been running to the ground physically and mentally. Right? If you're physically and mentally not 100%, you will miss chances. Right? Yeah. Lampard wasn't a prolific goal scorer when he came to Chelsea. He became a prolific goal scorer, right? Because he fed off people like Drogba, because Makelele allowed him the time to get forward, and we had wingers who created chances for him as well, right? So that's why Lampard scored a lot of goals. And you have to take away from Lampard the penalties that he took and scored, right? Listen, the leading goal scorer before Lampard was Bobby Tambling, I think, if I remember rightly, right? Yep. And Tambling didn't take penalties, right? Lampard was top scorer. He got 20 goals or double figures for 10 years in a row, whatever. But he was taking the penalties. Graham Roberts, before anybody on this channel, apart from maybe Blue Blood, right? Yeah. He was a centre-back, stroke midfielder. Occasionally he played midfield. And he scored 14 goals in one season, right? From the penalty spot. Right? You have to look. Yeah. You have to look, right, at where the goals are coming from, right? Before you start criticising a player for whatever the goals he doesn't score or he does, right? You have to look where somebody like Lampard, 60-something penalties, right? And he scored, and he was what? There nearly 10, 11 seasons, right? More than that, right? So you can't expect, like, Lampard, Mason Mount, and Lampard never worked as hard as Mason Mount has on the pitch, right? And when you're not 100% fit, mentally and physically, you will miss chances. But you look at some of the goals he scored, right? They've been great goals, right? He scored from outside the box, at least 50% of his goals. He's not a tapping merchant, is he? Right? He's not a tapping merchant. So people need to, and he's still developing. So, yeah, Stephen, he's saying that, I agree with him, right? Predominantly, right, I agree with you, his job's not to score goals alone, right? It's to be more creative, yeah? Right, but he should be able to hit the target. But I'm
not saying he shouldn't be able to hit the target.
Yeah, but how can you criticise him? Yeah, but how can you criticise the guy when he's run himself into the ground, right? He's tired.
Everyone else's rear.
Yeah, right. He's tired, right? Mentally and physically, the guy I have got no problem with Mason Mount going on the bench for 3, 4 or 5 games, right, and coming off occasionally as a substitute. Yeah, we've both said it. He needs
we
a
both
break.
said it, but I can't remember if I said it here or somewhere else, right?
You've said it here as well.
I know I've said like he needs a rest in that, but I said somewhere essentially that what should happen, right? He's had these 2 weeks which will help. You put him on the bench for the next couple of games, so he's had a couple of matches rest, and then you can see how he does again in the games.
And most likely, he will be on the bench for a while, right? Because he's going to want to play Fernandez. He's going to want to play Modric, right? He'll want to play Noni occasionally, right? He will play Ziyech because, like I said earlier on, Ziyech has been our most productive and creative player for the last 5, 6 games that he played ever since Potter brought him back. And Potter said publicly, he spoke to him and he told him, I know what you can give. We know what you can give to this team, right? And we value it. Just be patient.
Who was this to, sorry?
Potter to Ziyech. He ran Ziyech while he was at the World Cup, right, to try and talk him into like coming back, right, and staying in. And that's what you talk about, degrees in sports psychology.
Psychology.
Right. Yeah. Like Potter isn't scared to ring these players. He's not scared to talk to his players. Right. He's not scared to praise them. He's not scared to criticize them. Right. But he knows the time to do it. Right. And I'll give an example quickly. Right. One example of the wrong way to do it was Tuchel when he started shouting at Gallagher just because he played a late pass. Right. And he didn't find the man. Okay, the pass didn't go to the desired teammate, right? Mm-hmm. And he started shouting at him from the sideline, and that was highlighted on TV. Yeah, right. And sometimes you have to know who you can shout at and who you shouldn't shout at, right?
Which was a helpful thing of sports psychology.
Yeah. Jose Mourinho did it with Joe Cole, right? He never shouted at him whilst the game was on and they were in full view of TV, right? But what he did is he took him into his office the day after the game and he said, were you happy with the way you played yesterday? And he said, yeah, because he scored the winner against Liverpool. And he said, well, apart from the goal, you were rubbish, right? And you know you're capable of far better, right, than that.
That's the way you got to go about it. You got to reassure them sometimes that you know and they know that they can perform better because you've seen it.
Yeah, he did it at Zuma as well, right? He took Zuma in his office the next day, and he said to him, "Did you enjoy yesterday's game? Do you think you were good and all this? And were you satisfied with your performance?" He said, and I asked because I think you were rubbish. Right? He said, I know you're a better player, you're a better defender, right? And I think you were rubbish, right? But he didn't do it in the media, right? Like Tuchel, take Tuchel for example.
The right way to do it.
Yeah. Listen, take Tuchel for example. Like when he was asked in America after the Arsenal defeat, he was asked after the Arsenal defeat, do you think you can get this team playing back on form and things like that? And what did he say? He said, why, it's the same players. And he said it in a derogatory manner. Right? So the players all heard that, right? And some of the senior professionals, which I'm going to assume is Mason Mount, Reece James, Silva, Aspilicueta, these type of players, right?
Yeah.
Were disgusted with him, with what he did to Billy Gilmore when he had him there for 5 days and then he sent him away to the under-23 team.
Who else did he do it to? There was Gilmore and one other player, wasn't there? There was 2 or 3 of them, right?
Listen, right? If he criticised players, he did it on TV, right? You saw, right, Potter after Brighton, right? And what did he do? He turned round. And remember, we conceded 2 deflected own goals, right, in that defeat, right? So the defeat wasn't as bad as the result made it look. And that's the game, I think, was it game Kepa got injured in, right? Injured his foot. I think Mendy come on second half, right?
The Brighton one.
Waiting away, right? So then when they interviewed him after the game, what did he say? I got it wrong. He said, I got my tactics wrong. I prepared wrong, and I got it wrong. And he goes, I hold my hands up, and I've got to take the blame. Tuchel never said that. Every single time we lost, it was, oh, well, they didn't do what we wanted them to do. Or if a player made a mistake, he goes, we've told him 2-3 times not to do that, and he still does it, right? And he does that publicly on TV, right? And this is why Potter's going to be different, right? You don't have to win loads of trophies to build a top team and a top squad, right? Tuchel didn't win a trophy, right, in Germany, right, for 7 or 8 years. He won 1 German Cup, right, with Dortmund, with a team that Klopp built, right, and then he still got the job, at PSG, winning only 1 German Cup in 8 or 9 years German career, right, with a team that had done 2 doubles in succession. Like, no team is expected to do 2 doubles with Bayern Munich there and win the Super Cup and get to the Champions League final. And Tuchel could only win 1 German Cup with the same team, right? And he still got the job at PSG, right? I'm not going to criticise the job he did at PSG, right? Because he won the league or whatever. But it's an easier league than the Premier League, right? But
AKA
fair play.
Farmers League.
Fair play. He won those things at PSG. But virtually everybody who's managed PSG in the last 30 odd years has won things at PSG, right?
Yeah.
Pochettino did as well. And if Pochettino can win the league, right?
Anyone
then that puts things into perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, people need to stop saying, what has Potter ever won, right? And he's never been at a big club, okay? He's turned Brighton into a bit of a force, right? He built that team.
He built that team that smashed us.
Yeah, right. He built that team, right? We've said this last night as well and before. Jose Mourinho started in the Portuguese second division, right? He hadn't managed a top line team until he went to Porto, right? And Porto hadn't won anything for about 6 or 7 years, right? He went to Inter Milan and won the Champions League, and Inter Milan hadn't won the Champions League, I think it was for 40 years, right? He won 2 Scudettos, 2 Cups, Champions League, and Italian Super Cup, right? And he went there, right, and done that with them. We know what he did at Chelsea the first time round, right? He went to Real Madrid, right? And he stopped Barcelona, who dominated Spanish football for 5 or 6 years, right, from winning the league. He only did it the once, but he still did it. He still achieved it, and he won the Super Cup and that, right, and the Copa del Rey. So he achieved that, right, after he started at the second division Portuguese team, right? Ancelotti didn't win anything, right, until he went to a big club. Allegri didn't win anything, right, until he went to Juventus. And this is the norm, right? The guy's been building his knowledge, right, and developing teams and himself, right? He's been learning as well. And he admitted it, and I said it last night, I think, or the night before, that he learned from Mourinho, and he said he studied Mourinho, right, to learn things, and he said he studied other coaches. Now, Klopp and Pep both rate him highly, right? They both rate him highly.
Just quick. Where did Neat get up to on the comments? Did he do the one about the expected Mount to start shining from Blue Blood?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
I'm
as
just
far as
going
he
to
got.
quickly go through these so that we don't get too backed up.
Yeah, go on.
Patrick said the agenda against Mount's been discussed in him or James' future captain, in his opinion. I think we've each said our thoughts on who we think will be future captain, right?
Yeah.
He then says the only Englishman to score or assist in a Champions League quarter-final, semi-final, and the final itself. And then he says Minerals Mount. Blue Blood says, was it a surprise that Liverpool were not involved on transfer deadline day yesterday with Konate now out injured? I think they said they wouldn't, but then United said they wouldn't, and then obviously the news of Eriksen's injury happened, and then they got involved. So as much as Liverpool said they wouldn't, I kind of expected them to make a late move, even if it was a loan, because you're now missing Van Dijk and Konate for about a month, if I'm not mistaken. So you're down to Fabinho as an emergency centre-back with Joel Matip and Gomez and Nat Phillips. So that's why Nat Phillips didn't go out in the end. I think if they didn't get that injury, then Nat Phillips probably would have gone like on loan or a permanent. Patrick then says Roman and Boehly have done their bit. It's time for Potter to do his. And then Nee says for everyone to smash the like for Blue Clouds Media and subscribe if you're new. He was welcoming Ryan to the stream, but I think Ryan had to go again. Kim So said 5. I'm guessing he means Enzo 5. And then Pochettino lost the league title with PSG, and Potter is a beta male.
What's a beta male?
What's a beta male? I have no idea.
Come on then, Kimzo, tell us what a beta male is. A beta male. Patrick, BVT man. Right, Roman and Boehly has done their bit. It's time for Potter to do his. Right, listen, Potter did his, right, when we went 5 games unbeaten in the league and won 4 and drew 1 in the Champions League, right? And then the injuries came. Well, I don't understand why people.
From there.
Yeah, I don't understand why people can't get that right into their psyche and understand that if it wasn't for the injuries, we'd be further up the pitch. Yeah, right. Up the table, sorry. Right. And if Tuchel hadn't have blown 6 league points to Southampton, right, and Leeds, we'd be in the top 4. Let's get realistic and real here. Nobody, 17 out of 25 Chelsea players have been injured this season, right?
That's ridiculous.
Potter hasn't had Kante for even 1 single game, right? Tuchel had him for 2 out of his 7, right? Then you had the World Cup and everybody was away for nearly 5 weeks. We had the Champions League squashed into 1 month less than normal. So instead of finishing middle of December, it finished first week in November. You got all the injuries. You got all those internationals, right, that we played in October. 2 weeks of internationals in October, which means, and then 1 week at the beginning of November before they all went off on the World Cup, right? That means 7 to 8 weeks of internationals when Potter didn't have the players, right? People need to get this straight. And he still managed to win, right? Go unbeaten 5 games in the league and 5 games in the Champions League, right? With only the Brighton defeat in the middle. And then the injuries started, right? So Potter will start doing his bit, right? And he's been doing his bit. And
when
he's kept it. Yeah, and these players are not going to.
The last couple of games, when we've not had everyone back still, we got results. So now imagine when we have everyone back.
Right, listen, right. I'm looking at some of the comments, right?
Okay, there's a
An
few more
inferior male is what a beta is, in my opinion, Patrick, BVT man. There's no excuse for Potter not to get European football for the backing he's got this window. Okay, right, in this window, he's got these players. He still has to blend them into the squad. He still has to get them to understand what he wants from them, right? And they still have to gel as a team. You're not going to put 8 players, right, into that team and instantly go steaming up the table, right, and end up second or whatever, right? I can't be agreeing with this. There's no excuse for Potter, right? There's no excuse for Potter, and we're so far off the pace because of the injuries, and because we lost 2 games to greatly inferior teams at the start of the season. I could see, right, at the start of the season, the way the team was going, even against Tottenham when we blew the lead, right? Even against West Ham, we were lucky to beat them. We needed a penalty to win at Everton. People need to start dissecting games and looking at what's happened, right? So the stuff was there to start with before Potter even arrived. He arrives, the Queen dies, 2 weeks, no games, right? So he's just coaching basically on the training pitch, right? And then he gets 1 or 2 games in, and they're all off again to play 2 weeks of internationals, right? And his players come back, having played 3 games, some of them, right? And they're expected to perform straight away. Good. I'm glad to see that, Patrick, that you personally back Potter. All I'm saying to you is, yeah, just be patient, right? The guy will get it right. If we don't win the Champions League this year, like, it's not a shock, right? Because those players have to blend in. It's okay having Modric, Enzo, and Felix, but those 3 haven't played together, have they? Right? So you need those 3 to play maybe 2 or 3 games together and get an understanding built. Then you need the other players to get played. If Felix had played 3 or 4 games by now, right, and hadn't have got sent off, then the teammates would understand him and know what he's about, right? Now we've got to do it all again. In the Champions League, it's going to be harder because we can only have 3 of them, okay? Right? So I'm with you, right, in backing Potter, right? And I just want to see Potter ball, you said, in fruition, because you know what he can produce, right? We saw at Salzburg away, right, what we could produce. We absolutely destroyed them in the first half, right? And if we hadn't wasted so many chances, right, up top, the game would have been over. But the football was outstanding. The way we passed the ball around, the movements, the way we came from deep, and the way we could attack quickly and move the ball out wide and get players into the box, right? We saw that, and we saw it at AC Milan, against AC Milan twice. So we know what Potter ball is, and we've seen it in a couple of league games as well, against Wolverhampton 3-0. Just be patient. The best way to go around it, right off this season, so that if we do something, it'll be even more exciting, right? And there'll be more of a you get more of a warm feeling and a good feeling, yeah, right. That's all I'm saying. If you want to respond to that, Patrick, respond in the comments because I'm looking.
What one was that?
The foundation he's built for all the clubs he's been at is truly amazing. Correct. He took a non-league Swedish team to 4 promotions in the Swedish Cup, right? That's bankers and car mechanics and bakers
Literal
and
farmers.
things like that, right? So yeah, you're spot on. Right, still a lot of points to play for. I agree. Right, we won't finish below 8, believe me. right? We won't finish below 8th. Yeah. If we're going to get European football, the likelihood is it's going to be the Europa, right? They're gonna get Blue Clouds Media says the hierarchy plans to give Graham Potter full pre-season with the team, and Chelsea are preparing for a clear out of the underperforming stars, which we read this before. That's why he's repeating it, right? It doesn't matter, right? They said from day one when he came in, Boehly, right, and they brought Potter in, it's a long-term project, right? And we don't necessarily want him to make the Champions League. It's not a deal breaker. Neither is winning a trophy. Now, as fans, yep, we want to see that, right? Yeah, we want to see that. But we also have to learn to be patient. Some of us, me and Blue Blood, we were patient for 26 years to see a trophy. We ain't going to wait that long. Trust me. Like, we're not going to wait that long.
Especially with the star power we have.
Yeah. And then Patrick says, recruitment is second to none. Once we get our feet the club, only then will we be out competing for titles. I'm assuming you mean once we get a foreign club so we can put some of the kids out.
Like City groups, basically, where you get other clubs.
Yeah. So we can get players from them. We can put our players to get in there to get experience. But we have to remember that we can only loan out so many players. Right? Yeah, we can only loan so many players out, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, it means you can put 8 players at least out on loan at some decent clubs to get some proper experience. So yeah, Patrick, you're being sensible, right? All I'm saying to you now is just take that a bit further and be a bit more sensible. And just, you said it yourself, right? The recruitment is second to none. Once we get our feeder club, only then will we be competing for titles. So it shows you've got the patience. Yeah. Right. Yeah. We need a place to send all the Cobham generals to too many talents wasted on loan or sent away like Messiah. Messiah wasn't, let's get this right. Messiah left of his own accord because he and his family were moving back to Germany. He's actually German. And him and his family came to England. I don't know if it was because his dad or his mother were working in England, but Messiah made that decision himself. Billy Gilmore is an absolute stinker, and I will never, ever forgive Tuchel for not just selling him, but the way he treated him. Right? He sent him to Norwich on loan to help his mate, his German friend, Farker, right, or whatever his name is, right? Yeah. And what did he do in return? He ruined the kid, left him on the bench. Norwich fans scapegoated him. He was 18 when he went there. Did they really think some 18-year-old was going to keep Norwich up? Them. Yeah. Did they think he was going to save them on his own? Yeah. So, and then he says, loans to clubs that doesn't play our style of play is wasted loans, in my opinion. And I agree with you, right? But you're never going to get every single club going to play the way we play, yeah? Yep, I agree with you there as well. Ironic that he went to play for Potter and then Potter came to Chelsea. But the fact shows that Potter, right, understands and recognises talent, right? It's not based just on fully finished players. Take over for a minute.
Okay, I'm back, guys. I'm back. Stephen, go ahead.
Yeah. So all the stuff about Enzo starting to come out as well now. They've got a quote from him. I'm grateful to Chelsea and its ownership for doing everything they could to make me a part of this project. I'm happy and excited to join the pride of London, to play in the best league in the world and to compete for the biggest trophies. I can't wait to play in front of our fans and help my teammates on and off the pitch. That was, I think that's the only quote they've got from him. And then obviously they'll have the ones from Boehly and like Boehly as well.
Boehly. Yes, so at this moment we haven't heard any voice, but just what I say, statements from journalists and stuff like that. We haven't heard him talk. I want to know how good
No,
he is with.
that's quoting him. That's quoting him. That's on the Chelsea website.
Okay. So
Pride of London. That's the one.
Have you guys read everything? Patrick, big up to you, Patrick. I'm really enjoying your comment and how you've been in there for quite a long time. I want to say thank you very much for spending time with us.
Has more than 4 actually, I believe. Haven't they got one in? They've got 1 or 2 in Asia. They've got the American one. They've got I think it's Melbourne City, or one of the other Australian teams. They might even have one in France. They've got Patrick, they've got about 5, 6, I think.
Patrick said biggest club in London. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. And then also Blue Blood said Kim So Omega makes women's
because of Kim So said that he's an Omega male, so Blue Blood's mocking it, saying that Omega make watches. Is your camera gone? I don't know about you, but I can't hear me.
Oh, sorry. I muted myself. Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, I think one of my boys walking and then interrupted, moved the camera a little bit, so I have to fix it. Sorry. Blue Blood said, Mr. Patrick said, I think I read that one. Big Blood, big Blue Blood said, our forfeit the club should be Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Benfica, and PSG.
That's not how it works.
That would be nice if they are feeder clubs one day.
It's not going to happen. Never.
We did talk about killing Navas, right? We did talk about killing Navas. Anything on Chelsea, you guys can bring it up. It's what's up with Ryan?
Huh?
What's up with Ryan?
It's 9:00. I don't know. He came in and then I think he got kicked.
Yeah. I messaged him. I told him I'm back. So, yeah, if he wants to jump in. I heard you guys talking about Liverpool when he came on in before I jump off. So, Patrick said Boehly came in and broke down the club, sacked nearly every one medical staff, include. I'm excited to see the foundation
staff included.
Yeah, included. I'm excited to see the foundation he will lay his foundation he will lay looking positive so far. It is true. And I heard you guys talking about Graham Potter. And I also, did you guys read what I sent in there on my way? The hierarchy
plan.
They're
going to give him the preseason.
Yeah, the hierarchy plan is to give Graham Potter full preseason with the team, and then Chelsea are preparing for clear out of the
Do you know what's the amount of times
underperforming styles
said to me, we're not going to give him time, and I've just been like typing away or speaking to him, depending who it is, going, trust me, unless it gets absolutely terrible, they will keep him because they're building something. That's what people don't seem to get, is we're trying to build something with one manager. The old approach isn't going to work forever. Yes, it works, but then you've got players from multiple systems, and players from multiple systems don't work in other systems, and therefore you've got the overhauls of players to fit a new manager's system, and then you're going to sack that manager as well.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That's the thing you got to think about. We have to change our mindset as Chelsea fans a little bit, and because we've gone back in the days where we sack players and we sack good coaches and bring another coach in. He performs for one season, then the next season it falls out. That we don't give him the chance to also rebuild, because most of the time the coaches that have come to CFC are working with someone else players in conjunction with maybe one season, one January transfer or summer transfer, then another season come again, then he get kicked out. Then another coach also come in, he have to bring his own players. That is what we've seen many times at Chelsea, but things has to change. If you want to play like Liverpool, if you want to be as dominant as Manchester United have been in the past, they stuck to one manager. They stuck to Jurgen Klopp for how long now? Almost about a decade now. They've stuck with Alex Ferguson for years and years. You know, Arteta gave him 4 years. It's happening. But I don't want to compare ourselves to Arsenal because we are different people. We've had Champions League glories, which they haven't. So, but when you talk about locally, they're way better than Chelsea because they've won numerous Champions League trophies. I mean, not Champions League, local trophies than Chelsea have ever had. So, you know, we have to rock shoulders. We have to try and rock shoulders with Manchester United and Liverpool. Those are our rivals. Those are the ones we have to compare ourselves to. But if it can't domestically, then we have to try and understand what Arsenal are doing, in my opinion. D Prince said, is there any video from Enzo unveiling? No, there's no video yet. It's all just pictures at this moment. Go ahead, Stavi.
All right, look, let's get something right here. Yeah. Like, Arsenal are not that far ahead of us in total trophies won, right? We've won more European trophies than they're ever going to win.
I never talk about European.
I know you said local. You said local.
Okay.
I'm well aware you said local, right? What you have to understand is Arsenal have been in existence for 28 years more than we were, right? They existed before we were even created. Right, you have to remember.
They include a lot of community shields, and we don't care for them. That's small club.
Yeah, we don't count the community shields, right?
FA Cup.
We got 15 community shields and a shared one. Oh, look at us.
Oh, we got 8. We got 8 FA Cups. They've got 10 or 11, I think. So they're not that far ahead of us. And if you take that competition alone, right?
Yeah,
we've got 5 premierships. Yeah. They've got 3. Okay? Right. So let's not overbuild. Let's not build them up. Right. But anyway, there's a thing I want to respond to something that Kim So said. Right. Let me see if I can find it. Because he reckons he's an Omega male. I'm an Omega male, mate. Right? His comment was that Potter is a beta male, right? And he said a beta male is a man who is seen as passive, subservient, weak, and effeminate. Right? Well, Kim So, how the hell do you know what kind of man he is down at the training ground? How do you know what kind of man he is in the changing room? Right? You're basically saying he's a yes man to Boehly, aren't you? Right? Just because he was brought in.
We would have signed Ronaldo. I will say that.
Yeah. Listen, right? If he was brought in to build a long-term project, and that's what he's trying to do, that's not him being subservient. It's not him being weak or effeminate or whatever, or whatever you want to call it, right? So if you're trying to tell me, right, that Tuchel was Omega man, right? Yeah. That's why he's been sacked from PSG. That's why he was sacked from Dortmund. That's why he was sacked from Chelsea. Everywhere he's been, he's ended up getting sacked. You don't have to be a yes man, but when you're getting paid millions a season, you have to listen to the bosses occasionally, because even in your normal day-to-day job, you don't do what you're asked to do. You get the bullet, right? So don't be given this subservient, weak, and effeminate, right? Because I'm going to tell you now, myself, can only speak for myself, right? Can't speak for anyone else. To be honest with you, and if it upsets you, tough, because you're upsetting me with the comments that you're making about Potter. The guy is doing a job he was asked to do.
Stabby, can you hear me?
I find his comments offensive.
Can you hear? No. Can you hear me? 1 minute. 1 minute.
Yeah.
I understand how you see his comment, but then take it in the way that shouldn't be right. Maybe the way you saw his comment, phrase your comment in a different way that wouldn't upset him too. Because if he upsets you and you're trying to upset him back, it wouldn't make it all right on the platform. You get what I'm saying?
I'm being honest. I find the comment.
So not everyone understand the word "what the hell." You get what I'm trying to say? So when you say someone, "What the hell are you?" You get what I'm saying?
How the hell do you know what he's like at the training ground, right? What he's like in the changing rooms, right?
Yeah.
The point is that comment shouldn't have been made because he doesn't. Okay.
All right. So correct him without getting upset. Correct him without being upset. Yeah. So just correct him without being upset. Maybe he didn't state it right. Okay.
Well, if you're going to go onto social media and you're going to start throwing things at people who are not even here to defend themselves, then you're going to have to accept that someone's going to bite back, right? And I find that comment offensive. Yes, the guy was brought in to do the job. Yes, he's trying to do the job he was asked to do, right? He is, just because he's doing what he was asked to do doesn't make him subservient, doesn't make him passive, doesn't make him weak, right? It just means that he's doing the job that he's been asked to do, that he's been required to do, and that's build the club and rebuild it and build something long-term and for the future. And I'm going to say this to all Chelsea fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't got the patience, right, to wait 1 or 2 seasons, right, without a trophy, right, then you're supporting the wrong club, because historically we've had spells where we haven't won things, right, before Roman, and we've had spells where we haven't won things with Roman, right?
Yeah.
We haven't dominated like Man City are, right, under Roman for a long time. Since Mourinho, the first time round. That's the only time we were ever dominant, right? Although we're still the most successful club in the last 20 years in England, right? If you haven't got the patience, right, you need, for your own well-being and your own health, to go and find a club that makes you happier. But everywhere I see Kim Soo, his comments are negative, right? He has no positivity about anything to do with Chelsea, whether it's Potter or anyone else. And look up the word supporter, right? Good times, bad times, right? Success, failure, whatever, right? You support the club no matter what, okay? And that is what you need to start doing. And if you can't do that, you're supporting the wrong team, because the project is a long-term project, and it's going to take 2 to 3 seasons before we see the real success, right, and longevity and success. Alex Ferguson went 4 years without a trophy from 2003 to 2007 because he was restructuring and rebuilding his team. And you know, one of the first things that Alex Ferguson did, right? He became boring. Not boring, but he played more defensive football because he copied Mourinho. Because Mourinho's tactic was start the season, right, being tight at the back and not losing too many points, and stay close to whoever's leading the table, and then you strike, right? And that's what he did against Arsenal.
You build foundation and then you go.
Yeah, that's what he did against Arsenal in 2004-05 season. He stayed within 3 or 4 points of them, right? And the minute we got near them, we then overtook them and basically we killed them, right, for the rest of the season. And when we won the last league title under Mourinho, we were top from week 1, right, to the final week of the season. We were never off top spot, right?
Yeah, because we played the Monday night in that first game of the season.
Yeah, right. So we were never off top spot, right? Success doesn't come overnight, right? Yeah, and Liverpool went 30 years without a league title, right? Tottenham haven't won a league title since 1961.
Oh,
Okay,
you're talking about
so
over 50 years,
yeah,
60 years.
right. Yeah, 1961. Right, the last time they won the league was just before I was born in 1961. So that means I didn't even see them win the title, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to get patience. This is a different project from Roman. Roman came in, wanted instant success, right? Jose gave him instant success. Ranieri didn't, right? And he still sacked Jose. He sacked Jose when we were in third place in the league, right?
Right.
And we had a game in hand on Man United, right? And we were 2 points ahead of them as well. And he sacked him. Why? Just to bring his mate Avram Grant in. Anybody who knows Avram Grant's background, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't have sacked Jose Mourinho for Avram Grant. And
okay, stop.
Roman made loads of mistakes like that.
Got some few comments I gotta read. I got some few comments there. I gotta read. Let's get into it. Blue Blood said, "I'm glad that the transfer window is now closed." So I do see comments about having to be careful where I walk because Chelsea might sign me. Being posted all the time. Blue Blood. Patrick said FA merchants. I think so. I'm not sure what the conversation. Merchants.
No.
I'm not sure what the conversation
This
was
is all
before.
related to Arsenal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Patrick said we've got more Premier League PSL than Premier League trophy. I'm sure than them title.
Yeah, he means that Arsenal are FA Cup merchants.
Oh, okay. All right. PLS than them title won before the World War shouldn't count. But World War trophy before the World War, right? It shouldn't count. Hola buddy, big up to you, hola buddy, my friend. Says hi guys. One love to you, my friend. One love to you. Patrick said respect, hola buddy. Thank to see all our guys back on the platform. Our returnees as usual. Very soon, guys. So I'll be start doing some giveaway. Hopefully, our fans here can benefit from our giveaway. Very soon, I'm starting to build a platform where we can do some giveaway. Something that we can even give it to the kids for maybe Easter, Christmas, Sanla, anything. Maybe depend on what you celebrate. So yeah. Blue Blood said that Kim So, as a Chelsea fan, should be backing the team and the manager and not to criticize individual all the time. I agree with that. Kim So is, since I know Kim So, he just makes me laugh with sometimes his comments. Let's not forget Potter. I forgot Ryan. Ryan is here. I forgot Ryan is here. Let's not forget Potter might not have a trophy cabinet, but all his previous players would die for him. He turned decent players good. Imagine him with this team now. Imagine him with this team. He's going to be much more explosive. That's from Chelsea Blue. Big up to you, my brother. Big up to you. And then thank you for being part of this stream today. If you haven't liked this channel yet, if you haven't liked the video yet, if you haven't subscribed on the platform, please do us a favor, like the video and also subscribe to the platform if you haven't. It's very, very important. My big brother, Patrick said 0304 was something else, was amazing. Oh, I'm sure 0304 brought lots of foreign.
Hang on. 0405. 0304 was when Arsenal's Invincibles won the league.
Yeah.
0405. But your point, Patrick, is correct, right?
Okay.
And I can honestly put my hand on my heart and say that I only missed one game the whole of that season, and it was in Russia. Right?
In Russia.
And getting visas to go to Russia at the time was difficult, but I went to every other game in every competition.
Mr. Patrick said, "What can you expect? You're bound to get a few plastic and glory hunters when you are the biggest club in London. Yeah, you're always gonna have people hating on you like you're gonna have people like Tottenham, Arsenal, and maybe West Ham fans, and maybe if you're not careful, Fulham. Sonic Kitchen made Japan. Big up to you, Sonic Kitchen. I like your name, bro. I like your name, man. Sonic Kitchen made Japan. Sonic Kitchen made Japan. Oh my goodness, that's a long name. Made Japan up Chelsea. That's what he said. Big up to you, my brother. Big up. It's, I think, the first time seeing you on the platform. It will be nice to see you again, and then be there and then comment if you're a Chelsea fan. Let us know what you think of these Chelsea transfer dealings already. The number of players that have been, and also, are you happy seeing Enzo Fernandez at the football club? Patrick, I think I've read Patrick again says Wimbridge, world. World.
Disagree.
Yeah,
Let's
disagree.
Patrick,
disagree.
Can you explain that comment? I'm not going to attack you. I just want you to explain it.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan, I'm done with the comment, and Ryan's disappeared. I hate when. Why is I don't think it's streamed yet. Probably has to do with maybe Ryan's connection. Steve, I hope you didn't. Steven, I hope you didn't type all this. Oh, okay. This is a copy and paste, right?
He just left.
Yeah,
I think he just left.
I think they kicked him out. He didn't just. Oh, Steve is also gone. I think Steve also got kicked out. Yeah, probably they will click and they can come back. I think Enzo is a game changer. Players like him come once in a while. I'm gutted for Ziyech. Ziyech situation is. I got very upset when he couldn't get. I don't know why they sent wrong documents out. I couldn't get it. Stavi. The documents that was being sent out. I can't get it. European football, that's what we know best. European football. What about the domestically? We have to be more consistent, like Manchester City have done. So this is coming from Patrick. Patrick said European football. That's what we know best. You asked him to explain himself. Wainbridge would disagree. Patrick, he wants you to explain yourself a little bit. What from that comment you made, Wimbridge will disagree. Mo, big up to you, Mo. Steven, if you can hear me, let's come over and let's wrap this thing up here soon. What did that get? Kylian Navas. I did talk about Kylian Navas, right? I did talk about Kylian Navas. What about Harry Schauter? Leicester City have completed the signing of Australian defender Harry Schauter from Stoke City in 15 million deal, which could eventually rise to 20 million with add-ons. The defender is 6'6" tall. Sources from BBC. That's sources from BBC. Another good signing for Potter. Leicester City. Pedro Porro deal. Whoa, that was a deal that I thought it was going to be collapsed, but finally, at the end of the day, Tottenham Hotspur were able to take it through. Pedro Porro, Tottenham signed right back Pedro Porro from Sporting Lisbon on 5 million loan, with a 39 million obligation to buy in the summer. So I thought it was even an outright, but it was from what I'm reading now, it's a loan deal for Tottenham Hotspur. I hope Antonio Conte will be back, and I wish him well. I hope he gets better with his surgeries. He'll be, if you guys don't know, he'll go through some surgery, trying to take his gallbladder out. That's what Antonio Conte is going through at this moment. Mo said, I'm gutted for Ziyech. Yes, I know Ziyech's situation is very, very awful. I don't know how. This guy was very, very happy. I think I heard something. I'm not so sure. I didn't know how. I didn't hear the whole thing, but I heard he spent money on something.
He was willing to put money up for it, I think, was what it was.
So he can get his move done.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But I have seen a report. I don't know how reliable it is. I saw a report whilst we were live, but it was from earlier today because I was trying to catch up. There's a Turkish outlet, I think it is, saying that one of the clubs over there is interested in him because their window's not shut yet.
Yeah, is he going to go to Turkey?
Who knows?
But you go to Turkey, right? Yeah. and you buried from the public European eye, right? Who watches Turkish football? Right, certainly not clubs.
It depends though, because
clubs.
if he's really annoyed, he'll probably just go anyway.
Right, look, he's come back, right? I get what Moore's saying from Blue Lounge. Yeah, I'm gutted for him as well, because he obviously wanted to move and stuff like that.
We all are, right?
But he'll come back. If he's picked, he'll play, and if he plays, he'll give 100%. Right, whatever people think, even if it's only because, he wants to put himself in the shop window, right? Plus, right, I think it's worked out okay for us, because I still think he has a lot to offer us, right? And if Potter picks him, right, it's not Potter's fault the deal fell through. So Potter's shown him some respect by picking him the last few games, right? And by the comments he made about him, right? That he knows what he's got to offer and all that kind of stuff, right? So let's just accept that he's here, and it's better for him to accept that he's at Chelsea and he has a chance of maybe winning the Champions League. In Turkey, he's going to get nothing, right? So he may as well be at Chelsea, and it's good for us as well, right? Let's just show him respect. I don't want, like the comment earlier on, that Houdini should just leave Chelsea, right? Let's show him the guy some respect, because in my eyes, at least, Tuchel treated him badly, right? And he wasted him. Okay, so that's my opinion. As regards to Patrick, he said 2003, 2004, we beat the Invincibles in the Champions League, and yes, it was very good. Yeah, and I was there. He's just put it there now, and I was there.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I was there. I was right up against the railings between the two sets of supporters, and the other side of me was some Greeks and Cypriots, Arsenal fans, right? And did I torture them? When it was 1-0 to them, they were giving us a stick, right? But even at that point, I knew we would knock them out, because nothing had changed anything. It was 0-0 the first game. Even if we drew 1-1, we'd have gone through on the away goal, but we actually won the game as well. So I knew we were going to go through. So I
all right, Stubby, thank you very, very much. If you're just joining us, we got 14 of us watching the stream at this moment. If you haven't liked the video yet, it's right there up there. Just like the video, and also keep the bell ringing, keep the bell notification icon active, so you wouldn't miss anything from this platform anytime we go live to discuss association football, to discuss your football team. It could be Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, and any team that you support. We do have lots of news on association football, especially the Premier League, and we can also extend with time on our side. We extend our broadcasting to other leagues like the Italian league, or the League 1, the French league, or maybe the Spanish league. When time is on our side, but we do cover a lot of CFC news on this platform, and I want to thank everyone that has been part of the show. Patrick, amazing person. Blue Launch, a native amazing person, which is Mo. Hey, guys, we got 14 of us here. If you haven't checked, you don't know of this platform, my brother here is Mo. Check him out here. You can see the Blue Launch. He's the guy with the cap. You know, I think he has the baseball cap on. Look, he got 3 dots. It's a 3 dots by his name. That will take you to right to his platform. Also, you can subscribe to his platform, and then always he does some good stream over there. You will love it. He's also done a lot for the Chelsea community, so other people. So yes, he's right here. You can just click on him. It will take you to his channel. Patrick, thank you very much for all you've done for the platform today. Blue Blood, I don't know how to say thank you. I don't know if there's any way I can say thank you. I will say it. The Guardian claimed that Chelsea will be willing to offer Koulibaly, Kovacic, Aubameyang, and Pulisic, which will be fine with me. I'm not so sure.
That's from Jacob Steinberg, by the way.
Willing to sell them.
Is it that guy you don't like, Steven?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Patrick, Patrick said we beat the Invincible in the Champions League. Yes,
Keep up.
Mo says spot on. Mo says spot on. The Blue Lounge, you're on. It says you're on every stream. I am guess first the minerals.
I'm on Geese first the minerals now.
I'm on Geese. Okay, first minerals. Now this. Yeah, Patrick. Patrick looks like Patrick knows him. Yeah, Blue Lounge. Yeah, he's a friend of ours. He's been here, and then we've been on the stream a couple times. Hope you're doing well. That's greetings from Mr. Patrick. Patrick, he will be with us forever. I wish I was about to. I wish I was about in them days. Okay, them days. Football has changed so much since
70s and 80s.
Yeah, those times. Yeah, football has changed a lot, and also you wouldn't have those so much cell phones and technologies. You don't even have to be. You don't even have to be to the stadium. You can watch a whole game on your cell phone now. But back in the days, if you don't go to the stadium, if you're not lucky, you can watch it on TV. If it's not on TV, then where do you watch it? You got to find yourself to go to the stadium and watch the game. Highlights. And highlights. You want to see the superstars play.
Yeah, you got like match of the day on Saturday night, which is still going. You got the big match on Sunday afternoons or mornings, and that was it pretty much. You didn't really get to see live games. They started live games in the mid-80s, early 80s, mid-80s, mid-80s most.
Yeah.
They showed a few of our promotion season.
Mm-hmm.
We played Manchester City on a Friday night. That was there was 10,000. Doesn't sound much, but 10,000 Chelsea fans at Manchester City on a Friday night, right? It's unheard of, mate. It's unheard of. Like 10,000. That's a lot. We took over all their pubs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Man City fans couldn't get in any of the pubs because they were all full of Chelsea. And those days were great days. The year that, Hillsborough, the Hillsborough disaster.
Yeah.
Same day we were at Leicester. Right? We were at Leicester the same day. Right? And we had 9,000 there at Leicester that day. We were playing a league game. They were playing in the Cup semi-finals. And we had 9,000 in the league game at Leicester.
Okay.
And that's what it was like.
Mr. Patrick, especially the Dirty Leeds game. Yeah, I know I had that noise about Chelsea.
Most
Leeds.
Games with Leeds were dirty. You see the old videos of it.
Yeah, big up to the panelists out as well. Proper Chelsea. Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Hop off. I'll catch up with you later.
All right, Stephen. I will see you again tomorrow. Let me know what's going on tomorrow in the chat, Stephen.
Yeah.
Blue Blood said Arsenal are apparently tracking Hudson-Odoi and would like to sign him. If he was for sale, then would prefer him sold to a foreign club. Yes, I would prefer to sell Hudson-Odoi to a foreign club, but not to Arsenal. Not to Arsenal.
I don't think we'll sell him. I don't think we'll sell him.
I mean, no. Blue Blood said if he's for sale, then he prefer to sell him. We sell him to a foreign club, but not Arsenal Football Club.
I don't think we'll sell him. They made that Boehly made a point of telling him, right, that he wasn't willing to sell him. He said he can go on loan, but you're not being sold. You got a future at the club, right? And Potter's just the right coach to get the best out of him.
Breaking news: Anthony Martial just scored a goal for Nottingham Forest at this moment. So
Manchester United.
United are up 1-0 against Forest. So it looks like a Forest are down 4-0 up. 4-0 up. Yeah, it's easy. It's just like a walk away. I can't believe we did we draw? I can't remember. Did we draw or lost against Forest?
Oh, it was. We drew. We drew Forest.
Yeah. I can. Yeah,
Right.
it was the last. It was the last goal from this former United. Tottenham player. What's his name? The Ivorian.
I can't
I
remember.
forgot his name. Yeah.
Look,
Ivorian defender.
They've beat Tottenham, right? Yeah. They've beat Liverpool, right? They've beat a few good teams, Nottingham Forest at home. So the draw, considering that some of the players we had out injured, wasn't as bad a result as some of the plastics would like to make it, right?
Yeah.
Look, we've got a successful future coming on, right? It's coming up. We're going to win things, right? We're going to be consistent, right? And we just have to be a bit patient, right? It won't be this. It could be this season with the Champions League. Could 50-50, right? Mm-hmm. If the guys blend in quickly, the three guys we brought in, there's a chance, right?
Okay. We're gonna wrap up today. We're gonna wrap up now, and then Patrick said Callum Hudson-Odoi is too young to join Arsenal. I don't think he's that young, but I think he's not healthy for him to join a rival team like that.
He's joking. She's joking, Lee.
Oh, okay.
Right. He's on about only our pensioners go there to retire.
Oh, okay. So it's not yet to retire. I get what Patrick is. I didn't see this comment underneath it. So that is Arsenal is our retirement home. So Callum Hudson-Odoi is way too young to be there. Retirement home. Yes, I get it. Last minute, said Asma. Big up to you. Oh, I want to said, oh my God, you guys are still going. I'm just joining you guys again. I've been so busy. That's I jump off for a while. Yep, we're about to end the stream anyway. So yeah, it's been a nice stream. Huh?
That's why we kept going until I 1, 2, 3 love you came back.
Yeah. Oh, another goal has been in there. I think this is coming. This goal was from Fred. Fred has a goal. I think an assist from maybe Bruno Fernandez. So Fred has a goal. I'm sure. Yeah, Fred has a goal. So it's now 5-0 aggregate.
Yeah, Man United v Newcastle. Man United Newcastle in the final.
And where do we see which United winning it? Do you see, Stav?
I don't know that Newcastle have done really well, and they're hard to break down. Right?
Yeah. But Serge Aurier, it's a very, very. Oh man, I've never liked his defending since the days of Ivory Coast. Serge Aurier, he's a guy. Always see that you don't get penalty from him. He doesn't know how to defend at all. Serge Aurier, look at that.
I think Man United will just edge it, right? Because I like Ten Hag. Obviously, I know him because of Ajax and that. But the guy's a good coach, and I said on other channels, right, before the season started, that I thought he would do well at Man United, and that he'll turn them around. And he is, and they're backing him, aren't they? So,
Mr. Asman said, take care, people. Enjoy your evening and afternoon wherever you found yourself. Thank you. This sounds like me. I 1, 2, 3. I'm watching Manchester United Carabao Cup versus Nottingham Forest. It's a big game. Not a really big game because Forest are not giving anything to match Manchester United. So yeah, that's what I was watching. So guys, thank you very much. Staff, thank you very much. I'll talk to you. Stay in there, stay here, staff, for a little bit. Let me talk to you after we bring this stream to an end. Guys, we'll see you guys. We'll see everyone tomorrow again for another transfer show or Chelsea show or Premier League show. See you guys again. Leo Desperandos, like I always say. Let me show you. Bring my face in. Leo Desperandos. I always say to you guys, so Blue Blood said our Omega man seems to have Homer.
Gone.
He's gone. Gone. All right. Talk to you later, sir. Little Brandons, guys. Hang on to hope. See you tomorrow for another show.
Blue Blood, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV.